around 60. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, partly sunny skies with a high near 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 Ticket and TicketFM.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. This is Old School with no Foreman. Got some stuff going on this weekend. So, instead of Jay Foreman, you know what? We still got a crew. I'm Austin, right? Drive with AD and with Nick. Gentlemen, welcome to school. What a fantastic day to be out here at the Arbor Day Farm.
be better. Temperature-wise, weather-wise, we're on a beautiful property, number one, and it's Nebraska-Michigan weekend.
Yes,
we're going to talk plenty of football throughout the next couple of hours with you, Austin. But my goodness, Arbor Day Farm has not disappointed.
No, they have not. We can't give them enough props. And just the food they provide for us. Rachel with giving us a ride around the property, showing us
in the luxury golf cart.
The luxury golf cart. Yeah. The one that they have. No, it was the one for VIPs and just like we had earlier.
And they let us.
They did. That was awfully nice of them to do that. It's a big shout out to Gracie and Ellie for helping us out, but can't thank Rachel and Austin enough and their team here at Arbor Day Farmers for doing this for us, man. Absolutely.
It's been a fantastic about 2 hours since we got out here, about an hour and a half of the tour. We saw pretty much everything, right? Well, not everything. We went all the way around the property. There's so much to do, right? We had, and that's what we heard a lot talking with Rachel and with Austin about was, okay, come to Applejack Festival because that's why we're here, helping get that kicked off. Over the next 2 weeks, tomorrow on be open 21st. But here's the thing. We know tomorrow's Nebraska, Michigan. We get it. Don't worry. It's open on the bye week as well, the weekend of September 27th and 28th. But it's okay. On your phone, Wi-Fi great out here. You can watch the game, pick some apples. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
And but you will like apple picking tech down. With the yellow apple, got a little like with a rust like apple. Yeah, the apples are fresh. They are out there. They are plentiful. And they're not going to fall in your bag. But promise.
Yes, you mentioned there's the Crisp, the Gala, the Pink Lady, the Jonah. Nice. I almost said Jonas Brothers. They even have an apple after him. So the Empire, the Red. Is the Jonathan. The Jonathan. They have the Ozark Gold, Golden Delicious, the Fuji. Nick, what was your favorite one that we tried?
Okay, here's the deal. The apples were incredible, but I'm going to tell you one thing that cannot get slept on. It's what Austin Orman said.
Oh, man.
The spot. Carbonation and apple cider. I asked him, I have no problem admitting this. I asked him, how can I get like 60 of them? A case. I want to buy a case. And I'm going to walk over there, over to that. I'm going to go walk over there. I got an apple cider problem. They've developed an addiction.
They're ridiculous, though, man.
So good.
Those are
great. No spices, right?
So fresh. Like, and the word that I keep coming back to when I heard that, and I'm, thankfully, Austin from Arbor Day Farm, not Austin.
The cool
Orman.
Austin.
Yes. the more knowledgeable Austin when we're talking about apples and Arbor Day Farm is that you would think that there's cinnamon, you would think that there's other flavors, but nope, there are not. It is just cider.
Fall in a can.
It is apple crisp. Apple person. Even if you just maybe a mild relationship with apples, you're gonna enjoy it. But if you really you can't not stop down here.
The best piece of advice that we got today from the entire crew was, hey, don't eat an entire apple. Just have a couple of bites, chuck it on the ground, and move on to the next one, because we had a lot of stuff to try today.
Absolutely.
And it was like a carb load.
Absolutely.
It was like a carb load today.
It was. What's up? What's up, Matt? What's your name, man? We got Bo out here. Bo looks like
that's what I'm saying.
He's got that look like
he's starting to stretch. He's starting to stretch the quads too.
He goes, look like we got grass back there.
Oklahoma
feels like.
Okay, apples. Wait, 3, 2, 1. The apple.
Yeah, right. Bo walked up here.
Mom's like, wait a minute.
Did you think about it? Bo walked up here, sized me up a little bit. He was like, so what's on over here, bro?
So once again, we are out here at the Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska. 25 Applejack Festival opens tomorrow. Every year it kicks off the fall season at Arbor Day Farm. Come by to pick apples, enjoy cider, and all sorts of other delicious treats. AD, I know you were eyeing or nosing the donuts.
You have to get donuts. We keep saying that, but we're serious. You got to get them. The donuts, though, and Nick, you know, I'm not a big donut person in the morning.
Okay.
However, if I had these donuts, the ones I'm about to get before I leave here, I would eat donuts in the morning a lot. Because, again, it's everything that's made right here. It's fresh. It's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Well, and Rachel was telling us that they've hired and brought in a new chef at last July, and that he, in the first couple of months last fall, really didn't introduce a ton of stuff. But this is really the year that we're gonna start to see his creations. We're gonna get to test a couple of his things later today. 4:45. We're gonna have one guest from Arbor Day Farm each hour. Right. We're gonna have the orchard manager coming up later in the 3 o'clock hour. Chef will be up at 4:45, and then we're actually going to be able to sit down and talk to Austin and Rachel at 5:30 to talk about some of the upcoming events, because there's so much more going on at the festival, and they have some exciting things coming up around Halloween time as well. But then most importantly, how about this? One of the first questions I asked before you pulled up, AD, was they got us on the golf cart. And I said, all right, there was a group of elementary school students walking off and away from the orchard. And I said, how many students or how many schools do you guys get every single year? 300. They said about 300 schools come on out here for field trips every single year. They have people and students from South Dakota, Iowa, Kansas.
Missouri.
They're talking all over, not even just from Nebraska to be here. I mean, this is really one of the state's treasures out here.
It is. And I still think, Nick, as long as it's been here and as much as notoriety they have, I still think there's quite a few folks from the Lincoln and the metro area who have not made that jump.
This is my first time. I'm embarrassed to say it. I cleared it with Rachel before we came out here. I said, look, this is gonna be my first time coming out here. But no, this is my first time, and it is spectacular. It's beautiful.
Maybe it's good that it's your first time, so you can get outsider eyes on it. AD, you and I have been here before. I know. You're Mr. Big Shot. You got the whole tour before the rest of us got it ahead of time.
He's golfed Arbor Links. He stayed at Lead Lodge. Yes, but he hasn't golfed at the public golf course, just Arbor Links.
Peasants.
Yeah, exactly.
But you and I know what we're here for. You're here for the donuts. I stocked up ahead of time. My wife would have not let me come back home if I didn't get some of the apple butter or if I didn't get some of the kettle corn. I knew that I was with the plan. I had to get a couple. And the one thing that we probably won't be able to do, I'm guessing, is the cider flight. Had a blast with that last time we were out here. The greenhouses are incredible. Fellas, we assume that most of you listening are of the male variety. It's great for you, too. You kick back, have a refreshing drink, get some incredible food. 2 different restaurants here on the premises. They'll have, 50 different food trucks and vendors scattered throughout the space. There's flowers for you to go pick for your lady while you're here, right? Curry some favor. Major points.
AD, Austin, I told AD morning, I said, fits perfect for some of the guys because we want to watch football every single weekend. Next weekend's a bye week. Well, the missus doesn't have to know that.
Right.
You can just go up and say, "Hey, honey, let's go to Applejack. Let's take the kids. Let's spend a couple of hours up in Nebraska City.
Opening weekend's going to be busy.
It's such an easy drive. She'll think, oh man, I know he wants to watch football every weekend, but he wants to do this weekend with us. This is awesome. You go back home, they never even know. I'm telling you, it is a perfect. I'm not saying don't lie. I am not encouraging you to lie to your significant other. But all I'm saying
and choosing the information you divulge.
It is the Applejack Festival. It's yearly. It's annual. There's going to be about 70,000 people here, they said, over the next 2 weekends. It's Saturday, Sunday, this weekend, and next weekend. It is spectacular out here.
And it is worth it for you to be among the 70,000. Apples for everybody, something for everybody to do. The farm is already in incredible shape, right? It's the start of the season, but right in front of us, we have the trees. The very tops are starting to turn the red and the orange and the yellow right behind us. Maybe you can see in the background as well. Of course, they got the corn stalk. Nick's rocking his his food corn out here as well.
Austin comes over and goes, here, I got some props for you guys. He brought me an ear of corn while AD's got the whole stalk over here.
That's definitely the least tasty prop.
There's a piece of corn. There's a cob for you.
No, I was like, thank you for this acre.
AD's going to go plant a new Arbor Day farm in his backyard.
260 acres on this farm, another 50 or 60 on the other side. They are doing it big out here in Nebraska City. 2366 We'll go with the favorite apples, fellas. A green, a yellow, or a red apple for you?
You know what? I'm gonna have to go. I think we had that.
You can pull out our notes here.
Okay, yeah.
folks.
We have an entire list and like booklet that tells us, hey, this is what an apple is good for if you're making a pie, for baking, for sauce, for salad and snacking.
And it also says best in, like what month is the best month to use it.
So we didn't have a Granny Smith because those are better in October.
That's
they
right.
held out on those.
What was the? I'm asking you guys. What was the apple that we had second that was a little more tart?
We had the Ambrosia and then the Lady Sweet.
Okay, Austin, what apple is a little more tart that we had today? Lady Sweet. Thank you, Austin. Good job. Lady Sweet.
Real fast.
That was unreal.
Austin, I want you to sit it real quick because I want you to.
Oh, Austin's time's not till later. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're fine, Austin. You're fine. I'm kidding.
I want you to explain that.
Yeah, no, come on in. Yeah, that's all right. So we're gonna bring in Austin here to talk about some things. All right. So first off, introduce yourself, Austin. What you do here, other than just being incredibly knowledgeable about every single type of apple you guys got.
You're so kind.
All 40 of them.
All 40 of them, man.
Austin Mackerel, Vice President of Experience for the Arbor Day Foundation.
So walk us through, Austin. Vice President of Arbor Day Foundation.
Of Experience.
Of Experience.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So we walk us through the ones that we tried today because we saw all of them.
Correct. Yeah, we tried the Gala.
Yep.
And the
Ambrosia.
Jonathan.
The Jonathan.
And the Ambrosia.
And the Ambrosia might be on the back.
It may not.
Yep, there it is.
And then we went into the heirloom orchard and tried that Lady Sweet, as well as that little tiny Franklin.
Yeah, the little russet, like the potato-like
right.
one. Gosh, that was incredible.
It was. Tell people just kind of overview. Applejack Festival. Someone doesn't know what's going on. What's your pitch? Why should they come out here to Applejack?
It's a place where you can get all the senses of fall. The festival, all the sights, the sounds, the people. It's just a unique time of something completely natural. Get away from these devices in our faces and get out here and enjoy something completely.
Get away from the devices in our faces.
Yeah. AD got a new phone, and that man's taken about 75 pictures and videos since we've been here in the last hour and a half.
So take us through setting up for Applejack. How many people are involved? When are you getting Applejack and everything set up for these 2 huge weekends?
It starts last Applejack. So it's just a year-long prep to plan for 80,000 people descending upon Nebraska City. You know, a lot of it happens at Arbor Day Farm. A lot of it happens at the other orchards, but it's Nebraska City's celebration. It's the whole community. It's been going on for over 50 years.
How do you guys strive to keep getting better? Right? Like, I mean, there's so many things that you guys have. And we saw Rachel felt bad because she gave us an abbreviated tour. She's like, I could do this for 4 hours if I wanted to. But the honest truth is, like, there's so much going on and there's so many bodies working in unison. How next year, like, how do you get better? Like, what's next for you guys?
Next year, we just think of what would be something special, something that would be a memorable moment that we didn't have this last year, something unique and genuine to our mission. And it's always just fun to think about what could be something new to create that defining moment, forever in memory, whatever term you want to use. But we're just super excited to have people here enjoying the outdoors, enjoying just nature and everything that comes with it.
You can bring 93.7 the ticket with you down here to Applejack as well. If you're coming down tomorrow, you want to make sure you catch our pregame show and everything while you're here at Applejack. Download the app. Easiest way to do it. It'll stretch. You can get here. And you come down here, you enjoy your time, you want to come back. Tomorrow during our pregame tailgate, we're giving away a one-night stay at the Lead Lodge. It'll be good from November of this year through November of next year. That's going to be during our A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show here at 1040 O Street. So right in front of us, we have the Mercantile. We got another big building, the awesome-looking mural over there. What is new for people that maybe were here last year and they're here today? Okay, we'll hold that question until Rachel gets on later. How about that? Deal. Sounds good. So 80,000 people, that's 10 times the population of Nebraska City.
It's phenomenal. It's just it's so fun to see that many people coming together. And the thing about a festival is that everybody's pretty happy, unless we run out of donuts. And then we'll watch out. But there's some really good new food this year. It's just really trying to grab what we could do unique that creates a story. So
what is your favorite apple out of everything? You guys have 40 varieties, you said.
Yeah.
What is your favorite that is out here on the orchard?
My favorite that you can go pick is called the Jonathan.
Okay.
It's unique to this region. It's sweet, it's tart, it's crisp. It's just a really good apple. So
You're telling us too about there's some special apples that you guys have. Take us through, like, do you get a new apple every year, every couple years? What's the process of adding to your orchard?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we try to look and see what trees are potentially maturing to the end of their life. And then we will retire those and get in a new variety potentially. The last couple of years, we brought in a couple new varieties. This year is the Ambrosia that you had for the first time.
Incredible
today.
apple.
It was a really good apple. So we try to look at what is that palette of taste from sweet to tart. And then also they all, ripen at a different time throughout the year. So we can start apples in August and go all the way through October. So it's really fun to have everybody pick their unique apple.
You are the historian. That was your title when we walked up. He knows everything about the farm, everything about all the varietals. Maybe give people just a quick overview of how Arbor Day Farm got started, and then kind of the phasing in the growth of the orchard from the inception.
Yeah, so Arbor Day Farm, we've owned Arbor Day Farm since 1975. It's part of the Arbor Day Foundation. And Arbor Day Farm land, though, obviously goes back centuries before this. The first owners of the land that had this whole property came in the 1850s, came from Michigan, and they said, there's no trees here. We need to figure out what to do with the property, from food source to building material. So they planted a whole bunch of trees on their 500 plus acres, and a lot of those were fruit trees. So over the years that became a tradition. And then in 1872, they proposed a holiday, and they called it Arbor Day. And they did a competition, and at that time, I think they planted 1 million trees in Nebraska back then, which was just phenomenal. From that point on, it just became a holiday that continued. The Arbor Day Foundation then was founded on the 100th anniversary of that holiday, so 1972. Kind of as just a celebration. Yeah. And then it took off and became just a worldwide organization. Now we're doing work in 50 countries, planting trees. We have the holidays celebrated in all the states across the United States. We now have Tree Cities of the world, so now we've got multiple countries celebrating it. It's become a pretty phenomenal Nebraska to the world type story.
We're here with Austin Mackerel, the Vice President of Experience with Arbor Day Farm, Arbor Day Foundation. Before we get you out of here, out of everything that we've mentioned, because you and Rachel are going to sit down with all three of us later in the show in the 5 o'clock hour and kind of walk us through the upcoming events that you guys have and just other things that people should know about. What are you most proud of? Like, I mean, you've been here for a good chunk of time now. Like, when you look around and as these next 2 weekends kind of unfold and you get to see the fruits of your labor, the fruits of your labor kind of play out, like, what are you most proud of?
Inspiring people.
Yeah.
Seeing people come here. One of my favorite things is when somebody has never picked an apple. You take it for granted. You go to the store, pick up a bag of apple. But when you get that individual that can pick an apple for their first time, there's nothing else like it. And seeing all that happening through the generations, people talk about the stories of, hey, I remember coming here when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so that's really fulfilling, is that this property is inspiring people. And that's really what we're all about.
It's so well kept. That's the one thing that I noticed when I pulled up. I was like, man, this is really well kept. It's manicured. I think that's a good adjective to use. It's beautiful out here. It doesn't feel like you're in Nebraska City. No offense.
Yeah.
In the best way.
Yeah, in the best way.
Absolutely.
And you'll see that throughout the town too.
100%.
I mean, downtown, the flowers that are on the light poles. It's a really unique vibe here, and I'd welcome anybody to come if they haven't.
Some people would say Nebraska football is the apple of Nebraska's eye. I would say it's the Arbor Day Farm. That's just what I'm going to say.
We need to get that audio clip.
Yeah, we'll make sure you get it. Don't worry. Austin, we will talk to you again at 5:30. Okay. Make sure we don't run out of material. I know I got plenty more upcoming. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back to Old School, live from the Arbor Day Farm and Lead Lodge on 93.7 Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Go hog wild, pit barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at gohogwild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Schwizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Suizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at Suizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Harvest season is here, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade now. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends September 30th, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's.
Herbstreit's in the drive-thru again. Oh, hey, Kirk. What can I get you today?
I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers that are real difference makers. Sprinkle cut fries with dynamic ridge patterns, Texas toast, and cane sauce with an air of smugness that comes from knowing you're the best. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup. One love.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Browns carries a wide range of widths in store. Browns Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln. Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful, at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah, that's fine.
Welcome back. It is Old School live, kicking off Applejack Festival in Nebraska City, Arbor Day Farm. Austin Norman, Nick Sainer, AD, the crew with you out here for the next 2.5 hours or so. And we couldn't wait any longer.
No.
And by we, mostly I mean AD, and that's okay. But AD, you're a great influence on us. That's why we appreciate you.
I just made the suggestion. You guys were like, why not?
we are easily oh, look at that. Yep. Just you was talking about with the clear up top and all the good cider stuff down. Oh, yep. That's looking more like it. Oh,
these are the non-carbonated ones, right? Oh, wow.
Well, I just cracked open a new carbonated one, so now I'll be double fisting apple cider. both non-alcoholic. So
AD,
okay.
you could not wait to dig into the donut. Was it worth the non-wait?
Yeah, you know what, brother? I couldn't do any longer. I just kept looking at them right there. I'm like, well, this just sometimes you just got to just ask. You know, I that was kind of my philosophy in college. You know, if
the worst they can say is no, right?
Yeah, and you know, on dates, you know, I get shot down a lot. Yeah, not really, but yeah, I mean, you know,
I was just saying, really?
sometimes look, all the gals can say either yes or no. You know what I'm saying? No, okay, no problem. When it comes to food, when it comes to life, you at least got to ask. And sales is always a 50-50 business. All right, you got a 50% chance you're going to close the sale. And you know what? These donuts were just sitting there, and folks, they're the Apple ones.
Wow.
They have a relationship with a local local distributor that makes them only for here. They're not sold anywhere else but here.
They are only here at Applejack Festival, Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City for 6 weeks. I think they were here last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I think Rachel was telling us. Sold out.
It's amazing.
I can see why.
Yeah.
I got to take my first bite. I'm too busy wrapping over.
They're incredible. Like, you know, like people might. Here's what I was a little concerned about. Like a little too much apple. Danger zone. Yeah. I don't know what I like more, if I like the non-carbonated or if I like the carbonated. And so I'll take one drink of each every couple of minutes.
One of that, one of that, one of that, one of that, one of that. Oh,
seriously.
just kidding, another one of those.
Everything's just so fresh.
It's amazing. Folks, just to remind you again, we are here. Obviously, it's the Foreman and Orman show. We got Nick and myself joining these guys, so appreciate it. Appreciate Rachel and Austin for making this happen down here.
We got Disc Golf Jake. Did you guys say Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City? That's a weird way to say God's country.
Amen. Amen. This is incredible.
I like that.
I hope you're not getting full.
No, I'm not even close yet.
Okay, good.
The 2025 Applejack Festival opens tomorrow, as Austin mentioned, and Sunday will be also happening next weekend, the 27th, 28th. And as Nick mentioned, it is a bye week for Nebraska. So bring your significant other, bring your kids down. Just come down by yourself. It doesn't matter at all, just to get away. Each year, the annual Applejack Festival kicks off the fall season at Arbor Day Farm. Come by to pick up apples, enjoy cider, and other delicious treats the entire fall season. Learn more about other events or experiences at Arbor Day Farm online at arbordayfarm.org. Again, that's arbordayfarm.org. We'll also be one night stay at the Lead Lodge, which is absolutely beautiful. They'll be good for through November 2025 through November 2026. Tomorrow during the pregame tailgate at our place at 1040 Oak Street, downtown Lincoln.
Indeed.
So, a lot lined up for you.
A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, 11 a.m. tomorrow. Your chance to win a one-night stay here to the Lee Lodge. Let's talk a little bit about it, fellas. Nebraska, Michigan tomorrow is incredible as the cider and the donuts are. They'll probably taste even more incredible after a Nebraska win over Michigan tomorrow. AD, we'll start down on that end of the table with you, and we'll work our way back this way. If Nebraska is to beat Michigan tomorrow, you look back at the end of the game, do you think it is more likely that Nebraska beats Michigan because of the Nebraska football offense or the Nebraska football defense?
I'm not worried about our offense. I think our defense is going to be a defense. Our defense is going to have to step on this game. Going to keep Underwood under control. Justice, he is a fierce runner. We've seen that. He's one of the top runners, not only just the Big Ten, but in the country. He's got over 338 yards rushing in 3 games. So that shows he's averaging a little over 100 yards. Now, granted, that game against Oklahoma, the first play, the second half, he busts that 70-something yarder. But still, he busted 70-yarder on one of a very good defense. Venables' defenses are always very good. He's the truth. That's the bottom line. So I think Nebraska, it's going to be because of the defense. Offense, and I say that, not discrediting offense, but I don't expect the offense to struggle. I'll put it that way. They will punt. They'll have their moments. But as Nick,
bold prediction from Aaron Davis, Nebraska punts tomorrow.
As Nick brought up on our show this morning, though, this team is our offense. They're not so sluggish. It doesn't seem like it's so arduous for them to make a drive. It doesn't seem like it's such hard work. They don't labor as much. So obviously Cincinnati, there were some sparks here and there, but they were able to move the ball. All right. Our defense is the one I'm going to have to say it's going to have to get it done because they're going to have to stop a very high-octane offense on the ground as far as that goes. Make them throw.
Austin, I was telling AD today, and it's not necessarily – I can't use X's and O's as like an analysis component of it, but there were so many times over the last, multiple years of Nebraska football where it's just seemed like it's been so difficult to move the ball. They've been able to sustain drives, but it hasn't looked comfortable. It hasn't looked easy. It hasn't looked smooth. It's been like, okay, here they are. They've had the ball for 10 plays. They've moved it 52 yards, but it doesn't feel like they're going to get points out of this. And it's just been so difficult, it feels like, to just consistently move the ball. It hasn't been that way through 3 games with Dana Holgerson now as the full-time offensive coordinator. And so I sit here and I go, okay, you know what? If Nebraska can continue to build off of that feeling that we've experienced as consumers the first 3 games, then I do think Nebraska can win tomorrow.
It's never been a question to me of if Nebraska can win.
Yeah.
To me, it's always been more about will Nebraska win. And the reason that I'm going to say if Nebraska wins tomorrow, it's going to be because of the offense is because we've seen the defense step up in games like this before.
Yeah.
When's the last time that the Nebraska football offense rose to the occasion in a game like this? Hasn't really happened against Iowa. You had the 2 touchdowns from Casey Thompson to Trey Palmer. Maybe one was to Marcus Washington against Iowa on the road in 2022. A struggle for Nebraska to break 17 points.
Yeah.
And this Michigan offense, no, not what it has been the last couple of years. Certainly good enough to get to 17 points. Me, Nick and I were talking about this on the drive up, just spitballing. He and I both landed on the same number, 30. If the offense can get to 30 points, Nebraska ought to be able to force enough stops to find a way to win the game. But it's been a struggle for this offense to even get to half of 30 that it's put up or shut up time. Now is the time for the Nebraska football offense to say, hey, we have the dudes in place. We have a coordinator with a lot of national respect. He's clicking with the quarterback who has pieces around him. The defense has done its part in most of these big games for Nebraska. It is time for the offense to show, hey, we're part of this team too.
Well, and frankly, to go with that last point, AD, if Nebraska is able to put up 30 tomorrow, and let's just continue using that as the magic number. If Nebraska is able to put up 30 points tomorrow, Nebraska, if they want to accomplish the dreams that they have and the goals at the end of the season that they have, whether that's to make the playoff, whether that's to hoist the trophy, I mean, whatever it is, it can be far-fetching or it can be a little more realistic. If they want to accomplish those goals, 30 points needs to be enough to win a game.
Yeah.
Like there's also something to be said there to where Nebraska has to have a defense that says, okay, you know what, offense, you got us this. We got the rest.
Yeah, it goes back to what both of you said. It's been far and few between that Nebraska's play complementary football.
Yeah.
And I know that term could sometimes be overused, but it's the truth. It's been a while that Nebraska has done that, especially against good teams. Either one held their end, the other one didn't. Austin, to your point, though, I was listening to you talk, and it's the truth. There's been times the offense has disappeared at times we needed them to show up. And there's we've got 10 years of footage to back it up with receipts.
The other part of that conversation then to me is indeed the defense where I've been more impressed with the defense only because of where my expectations were. We've talked about the warts, the run defense, the lack of pressure on the quarterback. That's all legit. I understand it. I did not have high hopes for this defense. Say what you will about the level of competition, but to see what Brendan Sorsby did, hold him under 70 yards passing, let him run wild on the ground, but only those 2 touchdowns from relatively close range, all things considered, in the one big scramble, and then pitching the first shutout since 2009.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's against Akron. You
Doesn't
kept
matter.
points off the board.
Yeah.
Sure, it wasn't perfect. Even Houston Christian, the touchdown that Nebraska gives up, hold everyone to the same standard and whatnot, but that was the twos early in the second half, who will be counted on against Michigan.
Yes.
There will be guys who get their number called on to make plays.
Yes.
But I thought that this was going to be a year for Nebraska where the offense was going to need to be good early to paper over some of the warts for the defense until the defense got settled, until it figured out some roles. We know who the black shirts are, who the starters are. We know their strengths are in pass coverage down the field. We know they got to improve some stuff inside the box in the run game and being sure tacklers there. But overall, this is a defense that I thought would have given up some points in the non-con as they figured some things out. They haven't, and I've been impressed despite seeing some of the things that could pop up here in conference play.
I think when you look, I mean, Austin, you and I talked about on the drive up here to the Arbor Day Farm, is that the secondary is certainly the strength of this defense, and we've said that time and time again ad nauseum. I think tomorrow is going to be a big day for the some of the guys up front. Like, it is time for, you mentioned, like, it's time for Nebraska to say, okay, they will win this game, right? Individually speaking, it's time for some of these guys that are replacing some of the notable players. Like, you can't get gun shy. Like, you cannot back away from this moment that is waiting you out tomorrow, because on the other side, you think Michigan will, or you think when you get into November and Penn State, you think Penn State's going to back down from this challenge? No, like at some point, the guys up front, and if we're going to talk about them individually, I think it's okay to say this.
Yeah,
like,
name some names.
like Riley Van Poppel, Elijah Judy, those guys especially. Those are two guys.
Yeah.
Keona Davis is one that Austin and I were talking about on the way up here, AD. Like, that's somebody that Nebraska went back into the portal and brought him back to Lincoln. Look, it's time to see why tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning this decision but this is why you went back out and felt like he was necessary to bring back, was so that he would show up in big games like this.
Well, let's just keep it real, fellas. This is the reason why you paid some of those guys. You know, Deshaun McCullough. That's why you paid Trent. That's why you paid Keona. That's why you paid Nwarni. That's why you paid Dane Key. That's why you paid Isaiah to come back. Not to come back, but to transfer here. This is where you say, okay, now there needs to be the return on the investment. Because let's be honest, guys, we're talking financial terms now. That's the reality. So it's time to show up. And obviously, you won the games you're supposed to. The Cincinnati's, the Akrons, Houston Christian. That's fine. Those deposits, those acquisitions, those checks were written for games like this, and every other big time program does the same. We could have beat those other teams for the most part, at least Houston, Christian, and Akron, whether they were here or not. Games like tomorrow, this is where you realize the return on the investment. That's
such a fascinating. There was an article written by a national company. I can't remember which outlet had it, but it was basically talking about how Nebraska's mission this offseason was to go out and surround Dylan Raiola offensively with a plethora of talent, and they opened up the pocketbook to do so, right? This is why you do it. It's not to beat Houston Christian. It is so that you can contend and beat Michigan, and contend and potentially beat Penn State later in the year, and USC, and be playing in meaningful games that Matt Rule talks about in December and in January. This is step one. This is step one of the coaching staff proving that they identified the right guys and that they're developing the right guys.
Well, if we're talking financials too, it goes to the coaching staff. Dana Holgerson, you had to pay to get him out of quasi-retirement.
Yeah.
Dana Holgerson was sitting there waiting around for something, right? Taking some much-needed time off, given his long career and everything he's been through. It's probably good for a guy like him to have that little bit of a reset. But if you're going to pay to, I'll just say, for Marcus Satterfield, who, quiet as kept, faded into the shadows. We did not bring up Marcus Satterfield's name at all, like we did a couple of years, even just like a year ago today. This is why you go get Dana Holgerson for your 39-38 win, for Texas Tech over Texas back in the day. Is Nebraska putting up 70 on Michigan? Probably not. But if a Dana Holgerson-led offense can't put up 30 points against a normal good, maybe pretty good defense, certainly not the elite defense of years past, then you start to question your investment there, because this is why.
Right.
Now with essentially the 3 games at the end of last year and 3 games now, it's mid-season for Nebraska and for Dana Holgorsen. He's got to be in mid-season form tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and call that a segment there. We will continue talking Nebraska, Michigan throughout the course of the show.
Hey, Austin,
Hey,
real
AD.
quick, my coach Stroud, my high school track coach, texted and he goes, put one of those donuts in your pocket and bring it to my meeting with him on Tuesday.
Hey.
Coach Stroud, I'm going to do my best to get you some of these donuts.
I talked about getting a 30 pack of cider. Donuts are next.
Yeah.
We're going to load up the ticket van on the way back. It's going to smell like apples.
But we will save some for you when you get down to Applejack Festival tomorrow or Sunday.
I got plenty.
Maybe the 27th or the 28th, but definitely get down here tomorrow for first pickings. Austin Norman, Nick Sainer, Aaron Davis. We'll be back with Ben, the orchard manager here at Arbor Day Farm, to wrap up our one of Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings, it's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Mail can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmail.com. That's limitlessmail.com.
A fall aeration by Judson Irrigation will help maintain your lawn by maximizing the effectiveness of your watering and fertilization. Judson will flag the locations of your sprinkler heads, followed by a deep core aeration to give your lawn the breath of fresh air it needs. Schedule your aeration today. Your lawn will love you for it.
Let us aerate today to ensure a healthy head start for your lawn next spring. Go to judsonirrigation.com or call Judson Bylene 402-420-6277.
Sometimes it's hard to know if substance use is becoming a problem, especially when it becomes part of daily life or social routines. Take the free assessment, Is Your Substance Use Harmful?, at myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can understand your risk. You can take the assessment anonymously. In just minutes, you'll get practical, non-judgmental guidance and resources to support your health and well-being. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O, sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in, wrapping up hour one of Old School live from the Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. Joined by another special guest here at the farm. We have the orchard manager, Ben. Ben, welcome on to Old School. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Best
time of year.
How excited are you for people to go undo all your hard work managing that?
That's probably one of the hardest parts of this season. It's just watching everyone go through the orchard and you pick an apple and you're like, oh, this looks good. Oh, no, I don't like it that much. I just have to toss it on the ground. It's like, well, it just spent 9 months trying to grow that apple. So, but otherwise, it's been great.
But now if they throw it on the ground, they can use it for cider.
Yeah, well, that's technically.
They don't just go to waste.
Nothing goes to waste.
We learned that today.
That is true.
Ben, let us know, how did you get here to the Arbor Day Farm? How did you get interested in the agricultural aspect of things? How did you get to where you are today?
That's a good question. Yeah, apple farmer, not a normal job in Nebraska. So I went to UNL for natural resources, graduated, ended up getting a job at Kimmel Orchard, which is just up the road here in town. Really fell in love with growing tree fruit after that. I majored in natural resources, so I was already, looking for a job in agricultural or natural resources based Forest Service, something like that. Ended up just falling in love with growing tree fruit, and made a couple friends in the industry. Ended up getting a job up in New York, then got married to a girl from Omaha. So moved back here about almost 6 years ago, and I've been here ever
back
since.
here.
Yes, yep. I was up in New York and just moved back here and got the job, and boy, it's been great ever since. I love it.
What part of New York were you in?
I was in the Finger Lakes, up in kind of by Buffalo, Rochester area.
Absolutely. Saratoga Springs.
Yes, yep.
Saratoga Springs.
Beautiful area.
Saratoga Springs is located, as you know, up there. It's the first racetrack in America. The first horse track there. The museum's up there as well.
Did you know that, Ben?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. You're like, okay. Now that you say that, I think I remember reading that in a book.
80s, you're just making up stuff.
my in-laws ended up, or I married into a family that actually trains racehorses down in South, in Arkansas. So they were very excited that they got to come up and visit and
See
go
the
to
Mecca.
Saratoga. So,
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
Ben, tell me a typical day for you. Like when you come in, what's your regular work day? What does it look like? What are some of your tasks that you do? I know there's some that you'll do seasonal.
Sure.
But as of right now, what does a typical day look like for you?
So right now it is all about apples. And when I mean apples, I mean picking apples, I mean sorting apples, cider, making sure there's enough bottled cider, pressing cider. Everything's focused around the apples. And then if it's not apple related, it's orchard related. How are we spraying weeds in the orchard? Are we mowing? Everything around, everything in my life right now is focused on apples. And it does, one day is, probably 2 or 3 days is dedicated to picking apples. And then you've got to sort the apples, get them in bags for the people in the store and everything. And then you got to press the other apples. Otherwise, you run out of room in the cooler. So that's a couple-day process. So it's just rinse and repeat, really. Pick, sort, press, do it all again.
Which we just walked into the apple cooler. And
that
smell, I said it in all the good ways. It hit us like a freight train.
Yeah,
I mean, it is apple heaven.
You walk, there should just be like music when you walk in there. Something
just like a harp. Like somebody just plucking a harp.
Absolutely,
that's what they just got to do when you walk in.
And just something very soothing. It's almost like, and it's so fresh in there.
Mm-hmm.
So fresh in there.
Yeah, Yankee Candle can't copy that. So. I'd be sitting on a mint if they tried.
Yeah, you would.
Ben, walk us
So
through.
you're working on something, you're saying. Wonder what that extra garage bag was over there.
I shouldn't have told it live on the radio,
I'll talk to you later, man.
You got 400 people with the same idea now.
Hey, but only 400 people out of 70,000, right? So, that's all right.
There's a chance.
Speaking of the numbers, we were told you got 40 different varietals of apples. Ben, walk us through your orchard. People walk in, obviously, Applejack Festival. They're thinking apple, and obviously that's a big part of it is picking the apples for themselves. Walk us through the orchard. What was it like when you got here? What have you done to expand it and grow it?
Sure. The orchard was a little dated when I got here. There was just everyone had their favorite varieties, and they were growing the favorite varieties. And kind of older trees is most of them were probably 20 years old, and the general lifespan of an apple tree is 30-ish years old. So
we're at the end, Nick. We're
that's interesting.
I got a couple years. I got about 6 years.
Nick's age then, right?
Yeah. Oh, that hurts just a little bit.
Ben, how old are you?
Older than you, I guess.
That's right.
Anyway, so we've kind of over the last 5-6 years, we've been replanting new varieties, newer trees, kind of new ways to grow, doing a higher density planting, which is kind of shrinking the row size up to get more trees and more acres. That's increasing production. Just experimenting with some new varieties. Not everyone loves Honeycrisp. Everyone, Honeycrisp, Gala, and Fuji, those are the industry's big threes. But throwing some new ones in there, like Empire is a really good one. We have a lot of this year.
We hit the Ambrosia.
Okay, that's a really good one.
Ambrosia was delicious.
Yep. And these are all normal apples, in the apple capitals of the country and the world, you'd find these apples. In Nebraska, people really like, what they like, and they don't often venture away.
Yeah, creatures of habit. Once again, we're here with Ben, the orchard manager here at Arbor Day Farm. So walk us through some of the challenges of growing these apples that aren't necessarily common in Nebraska. What are some challenges that you've had to, maybe you thought it was going to be this way, but you had to deviate from it after you learned something? Like, walk us through just kind of the learning process of how these can work in Nebraska.
Sure. So there's a reason there's 3 main growing areas for apple in the country. It's Washington and New York. And that's because they have cooler climates, less sunlight, maybe they're drier a little bit. So all these sunlight is good for growing the apples. Moisture, yeah, you need a lot of that. But also if you get too much, then you have too much press damage, fungal infections, and stuff like that. So Nebraska, we have extremes on every side of it. We have
every day.
Exactly. It's something new every day. Either it's too wet, it's too dry, it's too cold, it's too hot. So there's a lot of challenges that we have that maybe other orchards in the country don't focus on or face.
Because you're not growing in a controlled area.
No, it's just it's out there.
Yeah.
About the only the most controlled thing we have is irrigation, which is necessary these days. But I would say one of the trickiest things is the Honeycrisp. Like I said, everyone loves it, but there's a reason it's the most expensive apple. I haven't bought any.
He's got a lifetime supply of apples. 300 yards to our right.
He was like 80. You sit over there.
My wife came home with she came home with a bag of pink ladies here a couple weeks ago. And in her defense, pink ladies are a later apple, so they're not ready till like October. But I'm just like, there couldn't be any other type that we could find here.
What are they going for in a store? I don't know.
My store's right over there.
They're free for me. Just walk out to the orchard.
I've not bought any of this. I mean, I started eating more apples, and I knew I know that. I have to. What would you guess?
Give them a job.
Yeah, what would you guess it would? Just a guess.
Oh, probably $4 or $5 a pound.
Okay.
So you said there's a reason why Honeycrisp. We started with why Honeycrisp are more expensive. Explain that a little bit.
They're very tough to grow.
Okay.
They have lots of problems. They're nutrient deficient. And one of the problems that we face here is they get sun scald. So too much sun, it's just like your skin, sunburn.
Yeah.
Honeycrisps do that really bad. So any heat or extreme sunlight, they'll blemish up and probably just fall off the tree. So.
Couple more for you before we got to hit our break. We're going to go to our Sartor Hamann Jewelers text line here. Derek in a car. You said you enjoy all tree fruits, right?
Absolutely.
You got interested in it. What's your expertise on pears?
I don't grow them currently, but
you know about them.
Yes.
Okay. So Derek in a car wants to know, first on apples, is McIntosh a good variety? And then semi-dwarf versus standard?
Great questions.
Boy.
Yeah.
We got some knowledgeable listeners.
I thought you said the Smurfs. I'm like, what the heck? Gargamel.
You can't. McIntosh is kind of like Red Delicious. It's not the best apple, but it is an old, tried and true apple. So it's not going anywhere. I don't mind it. We don't grow them here, actually. We grow different. There's a couple apples we grow that are parents of children, I guess, so to speak, of McIntosh. So they're McIntosh-like. But overall, it's a solid apple. And the semi-dwarf versus dwarf depends on what the space you have to plant. So you have a dwarf tree, about 10 to 12 foot high. So if you don't have a lot of space, dwarf tree is great for that. Semi-dwarf, they'll be closer to a regular sized tree, but they'll give you more fruit and they'll live a little longer.
Okay, now the pear question. Could you recommend a good hardy pear besides a Kiefer or a Bartlett?
Ooh,
I just go look for a pear. I mean, this is good.
Who the hell's Bartlett? What does he do with my pears? They're getting deep on us. Bartlett's, the pears, McIntosh. I grew up on a McIntosh. What does that have to do with the apples?
I believe. I haven't bought pears for a while, but not because I don't grow them here.
Different.
I want to say there's a variety called like Sunkiss, which is like a red, sort of blushing green pear. And I've seen that a lot on social media. I have friends in Washington that big pear farmers that I think Sunkiss is a good one. So that would be my initial recommendation.
There we go. We got to get to break, but I do have one more. I will not ask you to pick a favorite apple. You're growing all of them. Don't want to hear too
It's like
loud.
choosing a favorite kid or something on it.
It's a
Ben's got 40 kids.
A horse! They're all mine.
Everyone's got a favorite.
We won't make you name yours on there in case they're listening. Let's say someone wants to, they're down at Applejack Festival for the first time or their return. They want to break outside of the big three. What are you going to recommend a visitor to Applejack Festival picks from your orchard if they want to expand their apple horizons?
I really love Jonna Gold. It's a mix between Jonathan, Golden Delicious. Sometimes you can find them in the store. Sometimes you can't, depending on where you're shopping. But we have lots of them this year. Jonna Gold. It's a crisp, clean, juicy apple. And everyone loves the Honeycrisp, but Jonna Gold, it'll keep longer in your fridge. It'll taste, it's crunchier. It'll taste better. I'd recommend, if you haven't tried it, give the Jonna Gold a try.
There you go, folks. Skip past all the usuals. Head straight to the Jonna Golds. Ben, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Our orchard looks amazing. Tastes amazing. We sampled, so thank you for helping us steal from your free fruit supply. We really appreciate it. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Guys,
thank you, Ben. Appreciate
Awesome
you, man. Thank you much, brother.
We got more old school on the other side.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: sunny skies to start the day, then a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. We'll see a high around 75. Tonight, a continued chance of showers and storms, below around 60. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly sunny skies with a high near 75. And meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 Ticket, theticketfm.com.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
With your weekly high school football scoreboard update, I'm Nick Sainer. We concluded Week 3 action last Friday, and in Class A matchups, Lincoln Northeast shut out Benson 56-0, Lincoln East topped Grand Island 30-3, and Lincoln Southwest fell to Papillion La Vista 23-12. In Class B, Norris blanked Lincoln Northwest 63-0. Seward beat Pius on the road 27-14, and Waverly dominated McCook 42-7. Week 4 holds some good matchups across the state, with Lincoln East facing off against Lincoln Southwest, Omaha Westside versus Bellevue West, Beatrice traveling to York, and Pius hosting undefeated Platteview. Stay tuned each week for high school football coverage right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings, it's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Mail can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmail.com. That's limitlessmail.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, welcome back to Nebraska City. That's where we're originating this broadcast from. Austin Norman, Nick Sainer, Aaron Davis, having a blast. It feels like early access to Applejack Festival.
Yeah, man.
Here. I mean, we're getting
blessed.
Yeah. Hashtag blessed.
Amen. Yep.
Hashtag blessed.
Nothing more to say on that front. We do have to thank our sponsor, the Mercado, by Certified Piedmontese. Today is Fired Up Friday. You missed it. It's too late. We warned you a couple days ago what was on the menu for Thursday. Fired Up Thursday at Mercado East and Fired Up Friday at Mercado North. Go to themercadobutcher.com. Check out their entire selection online and get the menus for the week ahead. People who are consistent listeners to Old School, hopefully we're roping in a few more of you down here in Nebraska City on our free app for your phone. Go to your app store, find it. We're the grilling show. That's what we talk about. It's at least once a week. We get off on Jay's grilling tangents and Jay's grilling TikToks, and usually Kevin Meyer comes in and gives us some tips of some sort. Nick, you said you got a whiff of the smoker, and I think we're getting to see and smell that next break. And awesome.
Well, Aid, here's the way it all happened. Austin Mackerel, the vice president of engagement here at Arbor Day Farm, he watched AD open up the donut box to grab another apple donut. He goes, "All right, now don't eat too much because I think we got some barbecue coming your way." And I brought it up. I went over I ran to the restroom in between breaks there, and it's inside the restaurant here at Arbor Day Farm. And I caught a whiff of the stuff that they were smoking in there, and it was special. I mean, it was – I don't even know what it was. I made sure that I turned this way to come back out with you guys instead of turning towards the restaurant but it was special. Porters.
We would not have blamed you if you didn't come back out for a second.
I know, but I don't want to get. I don't want to get yelled at. Came out with a big pile of ribs.
As long as you share, we're okay.
Came out with a big pile of eaten ribs, just the bones. No, it's incredible. I mean, how about? Can we get a round of applause for Ben?
Yes,
Ben, the orchard manager. I mean, Ben is incredible. He's already off saving the world here at Arbor Day Farm, but. It was awesome. Great stuff from the text line. Great questions for Ben, the orchard manager, on the text line as well. I mean, it is super cool to hear his story.
You guys, I'm always fascinated when it's a totally different subject, and it shows you how just diverse our listenership is, and just people in general. To where, who was it that texted that in? It's a few people.
I believe that was Derek in a car that sent in the in-depth ones.
Derek in a car, I love that. And Derek in a car, I'd be curious to where your likes for apples came in. I'm not going to say an infatuation with them, but but just
might be.
Yeah, because he was reeling off some names.
Derek in a car's like, man, I've been waiting for this day for years. Tickets finally at Arbor Day Farm. Here we go.
As I'm eating Apple Jacks in the car.
yeah. I've been waiting for this day for years. Now somebody can talk my language.
On eating Apple Jacks, I need to tell this story because it was a couple years ago when my wife and I, we were sitting down watching a Royals game, and for some reason they showed the 7th inning stretch. I don't know if we had just talked about it or we were thinking about going, but 7th inning stretch comes up. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. My wife buy me some peanuts and Apple Jacks.
Oh no! And she's married to a pretty big baseball guy.
It was incredible. It was incredible. So now every time I hear the 7th inning stretch, it's buy me some peanuts and Apple Jacks.
Man,
every time.
And you don't know. Do you give her a little crap because she messed up so badly? Do you just say, you know what, it's okay, honey, we'll learn and move forward from there?
I was just proud of her. She knew it was something Jack, and I assume we were just talking about Apple Jack or we were just about to go. So I think that's where she got it from.
I gotta be honest. I'm 51. I said what I thought it was the whole time.
Never had a Cracker Jack?
I mean, those little boxes with Apple Jacks.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fitting.
Same difference.
Apple Jack. Maybe she just likes the diversity of the song.
Apple Jack's artificial. Everything that's here natural. So there's no Apple Jacks here. Hopefully.
No, everything else Apple you can wrap your brain around, and so much more. Don't just limit yourself to the incredible Apple products, fellas. Let's get back into some Nebraska, Michigan while we have a moment here in this segment. Nick, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Nebraska offense, what can and needs to translate from the non-conference for Nebraska into conference play?
Well, I think it's got to be getting them in a rhythm early on, right? I think that's one thing we've seen, and there was a little bit of discrepancy against Akron where Emmett Johnson obviously fumbles within, inside the 5-yard line, and you're not holding him against it or holding him to it, because at the end of the day, he was able to bounce back, had a nice 70-yard performance against Houston Christian. That's all you needed him for, right? I'm excited. I will say this as a branch off of that conversation. I'm excited to see them not holding anybody back. Like tomorrow, this is a legit. This is the game, man. Like
all hands on deck.
Here we go. Yeah. There's no even thought of we're gonna get to the third quarter. It should be out of hand. All right, 1's you're off, 2's you're in. Right. This is 4 quarters of smash mouth football, to use the cliche reference. There should be no leashes on anybody. There is no harnesses. Take them off. Guys are going full speed. I'm excited to see who steps up because I think we'll see Emmett Johnson step up. He's ran real well through the first 3 games in the limited times that we've seen him. So to answer your question in a roundabout way, you got to get the rhythm started quickly, the same way that they've done it against Akron, against Houston Christian. They've come out. They've gotten Dylan Raiola comfortable as well. They did so against Cincinnati. That goes back to Dana Holgerson. Mm-hmm. But get the guys, especially at the skill positions, in a rhythm early.
There was something that Coach Butler said about Van Poppel. Remember you guys about 3 weeks ago? We were kind of wondering where he was at on some earlier series. And this has stuck out with me since then. He says, we have players, individuals that think they're maximizing all they've got. He goes, we want them to show them there's more. Mm-hmm. That stuck with me. Here we are, the eve of Michigan, and that stuck with me. I even tweeted this, and I don't tweet. I mean, you guys, I don't tweet a ton. I'm kind of just all.
Too busy taking pictures to tweet.
Yeah, I'm trying to capture moments, being the moment, whatever. But that I tweeted last week that I liked the physicality of Nebraska last week. And I grant, again, we've said this ad nauseum. I know who it was, but it doesn't matter. You play physical no matter who you play. And there's some things Nebraska even can get away with against maybe a Cincinnati, and they did. They can get away with, obviously, an Akron or Houston Christian, teams that are inferior to you, if you would. You're not going to be able to do that against a team like tomorrow. And for the rest of the year, as far as that goes, the Big Ten is like the AFC North. It's black and blue conference. It's a black and blue conference. And Tavy said it today. I was listening to Tavy, and great job by the black shirt and Bach. They had Octavius McFarland. Octavius McFarland was extremely physical, number 4. And one thing he said on there before it started cutting out, before I switched the app, he goes, I was a physical guy. He goes, I liked being physical. We were trained. It wasn't an option. It was the standard. And tomorrow, now there's a lot of things they might not be able to control tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you can always control effort and physicality. And that starts tomorrow. Now, hopefully it started already this year against Cincinnati because they just, superior teams. But tomorrow, for the rest of the season, but particularly tomorrow, because I'm going to tell you who is going to be physical. Michigan is going to be.
Do you think Nebraska did a good job with that in the non-conference?
I do. And I would say it was even better against Houston Christian than it was against Akron. Yeah. You blew Akron out so fast. There were so many points. I mean, just from a natural tendency at times when you're learning how to play that way instead of just who you're playing. But against Houston Christian, they imposed their will early. And I talk about not just me. When people, sorry about the win, folks.
No, that's fine.
When we talk about the middle 8, Nebraska dominated the middle 8. In fact, they did the last 4 minutes of the second quarter. You knew that game was done. Yeah. We knew it was at the end of the first quarter. But tomorrow, Nebraska is going. That's an attitude thing, fellas. Either you are physical or you're not. That's the bottom line. I want to see them play physical football tomorrow.
Austin, you and I were talking about on the drive up here to the Arbor Day Farm. We were talking about how we're just so ready to have to be able to stop prefacing every comment we make with, we understand who Nebraska plays.
Yes.
Right? Like, yes. I think that's been the most tiring thing over these last 2 weeks is like, all right, we get that it was against Akron, but here's what Nebraska did well. It was like, there's always the caveat. I'm ready for, it's time to bring it back to something we talked about in the 3 o'clock hour. It's time that we take that caveat off, but the comments that follow are still the same, whether they play Akron, Houston Christian, Michigan State, whoever.
Well, I think that can go both ways because obviously you think about it in the context of Nebraska's non-conference slate this year, and that makes perfect sense in that level of competition. But I also wonder if internally there's been some of that excuse making the other way. Well, it's Iowa. They're really good defense, so you know what? It's okay that maybe we didn't put up 20 points in the game. We went on the road to Ohio State, only got to 17. Man, if our defense just could have made one more play because it's the strength of our team.
Yeah.
You can't make that excuse anymore either. That's why you get Dana Holgerson. It's why, as you talked about, you open up the checkbook for a Dane Key and Isaiah Hunter.
Yeah.
You get Dylan Raiola another year, Emmett Johnson around. You go get Rocco Spindler out of the transfer portal.
Even like Elijah Pritchett at times.
Maybe, in theory at the very least. So I think those excuses cut both ways to where, if let's just say the magic number is 30. I don't know what Nebraska's internal goal is. I'm sure it's more about, are we playing good football more so than can we put an actual number on this? But that's where I think what needs to translate for me from the non-conference to conference play is the depth of playmakers.
Yeah.
It's something along the lines of Nebraska men's basketball where, Fred Hoiberg talked about, we don't have the one go-to guy late in the clock. And it's nice to have that guy, right? It's nice to have an Amir Abdullah. It's nice to have a Stanley Morgan Jr.
A bail-you-out guy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And maybe that's Dane Key. Maybe that's an Isaiah Hunter. We don't know who that is for Nebraska necessarily, but I do think that we saw enough from enough guys in the non-conference that if Dane Key goes 2 for 17, it's not crippling to Nebraska because maybe that means you got some more one-on-ones for an Isaiah Hunter, or maybe Quinn Clark got an opportunity, or maybe Luke Lindenmeyer in the middle stepped up. Maybe it's a good running the ball day. I want to see Nebraska continue to spread the ball around, put it in play, like I know you guys talked about earlier today on the drive as well. But part of putting the ball in play, part of getting all these different guys involved is staying on the field.
Right.
The caveat of it looked too easy. You can't make it hard just because it's Michigan. It's the same game plan or similar. It's the same players. It's the same plays in the same position. Just go make the same play you made before. Don't make the moment bigger than it is, but don't make the moment smaller than it is. Be in the moment.
Who do you think that is, guys? Austin, I'll ask you first. For Nebraska, the depth of playmakers. Let's start at the running back position because I think it's the whole conversation around running back has really been interesting just to see how it's evolved because I'm still not sure it's crystal clear. I know that the staff really likes what Mekhi Nelson can bring to him. I know there's obviously some things that he's got to work through to make sure he can still make himself available and be on the field. I think as much as they want him to be. Then you look farther down the depth chart. But I'll say this before I talk about the other two. There's still a reason why he's the backup. There's still a reason why he's listed. Yeah, it's not a co backup. He is the clear number 2 guy. This staff continues to cling on to what the potential of Quentin Ives, bring them as kind of a bigger body, more physical back.
But showed some elusiveness and speed against an FCS team last week.
But we also know that this staff loves Isaiah Mosey. And we talk about guys, AD, all the time. Okay, who are some that aren't going to be on that redshirt conversation of okay, does he play 4? Does he play less? Does he preserve it? No, it's pretty clear that this staff feels and identifies that Isaiah Mosey's a guy that they're gonna use him more than 4 games this year. And I think that there's an area and an avenue where that's necessary. Running back room, how do you decipher that right now?
I'm not sold on Mekhi Nelson for all the reasons you mentioned. They like Quentin Ives. I think he gets a crack. I really liked what I saw from Isaiah Mosey in the out of the backfield role, where you can use that wide receiver background out of the backfield. I think that goes a long way. Sure, he's probably got to get a lot better as a pure runner of the football. Maybe Nebraska's a little bit predictable in terms of what they want to do in the game, but to me, what Isaiah Mosey can do, get him the ball early, let him make a guy miss, right? Again, taking out the caveat for competition, he looked shifty. He ran hard. He didn't go down on first contact. And I feel like with some other guys, Nebraska has to force the ball to them. We need to pick this guy out. It's his turn to get a touch.
Yeah.
When Isaiah Mosey gets the ball, it's not, why did they feel like they had to get Isaiah Mosey a touch? It's, hey, this kid can do something. Let's get the ball in his hands and let him go to work.
On that point, AD, the wide receiver room is interesting because that's what it's felt like this year to this point of they're trying to figure out this balance of in what order they want to use guys. Austin and I were talking about it in the press box last Saturday against Houston Christian, to where it felt like, okay, it was almost like they identified as each drive as that's going to be that wide receiver's drive. Whether and I can't remember the specific order, but essentially it was okay, this drive we're going to lean heavy on Dane Key. That was the first one, right?
Yeah.
That was the first one. Was Dane Key got the ball?
Then it was
quite
a lot
bit.
of Ja'Cory.
Then it was Ja'Cory. Excuse me. We didn't see Isaiah Hunter at a large point because they were already out in front. But that's what it's felt like all year, where it's been one wide receiver has kind of dominated a possession, which it's glass half full, glass half empty. Because on one hand, cool, you got a guy that can go out and dominate on a drive consistently, and you can draw plays to get him open when you want to get him the ball. But on the flip side, where's the balance, right?
I think, I'm not sure you guys would have a better view than I would from the press box, but I know I can go based on what Coach Brown would do. Coach Osborne would call a play, and Coach Brown was listening, and he would say, I want you on this, want you on that, one you on. And a lot of it dealt with how that player performed that week in practice in that particular package, in that particular formation. And sometimes you just go with your hot hand. A lot of that times going for us, that was a Corey Dixon or Abdul Muhammad. Sometimes if it was more of a sprint play, something just dead on speed down the field, maybe a Riley Washington on a reverse or something like that. So sometimes you have personnel for particular packages, and sometimes it's you know what? All of them did. I want you, and you went on here. But how DeKill Shorts does that, I'm not sure how he does his mix and how the communication is with Dana. But I guarantee you, they're going, okay, who's that hot hand? Who's the person we want to be the threat on this particular package?
Football is just such a different game, too, in that it's hard to create a hot hand.
It is, man.
Because you only have so many plays. Right?
Yes.
You don't know if a guy is hot or not going into a game. Whereas in basketball, fewer bodies, potential heat check.
Yeah.
It's easier to draw stuff up, a one-on-one situation, get a guy isolated. And you can give him, the first 6 minutes of a game to ease into it. In football, you get 8 to 10 possessions any game. They're valuable.
They're
you get
valuable,
60
man.
to 70 plays.
Right.
Each one is valuable. You can't afford to take 4 or 5 plays just because you want to get a guy going. But at the same time, when you have playmakers like you think Nebraska does, okay, maybe guys' first couple catches weren't good, but you know how much defensive attention is being focused over here. You still got to make an effort to get the guy the ball and not take him out of it. Or vice versa. Hey, there's attention over here. We have to go over here because this guy's unguarded. That's where I want to trust this staff and Dylan Raiola, that I'm sure, like anything, some of it's planned out ahead of time, go here with the ball. but we've heard rave reviews of Dylan's processing ability, how he sees the field. So maybe it's more coincidental than this conversation would lead people to believe.
And I know we're almost up against the clock, but I think one interesting thing, AD, is maybe that's partially the reason they've done it and orchestrated drives in the way they have, is to put stuff on film to where other teams have to go, okay, yeah, we got to defend this from Jacory, and we got to defend Isaiah in this situation, and even the tight end in Heinrich Harburg or Luke Lindenmeyer, got to see what he does, right? Or even now Dane Key. There's a lot of people and players on this Nebraska offense that can hurt opponent defenses. That's not a question. I think that is Nebraska's at the skill positions, especially wide receiver, are better than I think they have been since before Scott Frost was even here.
I would agree with that. And you know what? I think it's too it's a chess match. And that's one thing that I've always liked seeing good OCs, because they're out there playing chess. They're always thinking 2 or 3 plays. Coach Osborne sometimes will call a dive, knowing it might be good for 3, but he's got you thinking now about, man. And then they catch those backers creeping up. And then you do that play action, and you fast forward to this, we're in these days, to where Isaiah may have ran a post corner this time while Jacory was coming underneath. Now they reverse those things, maybe to the other side of the field, and drag a guy in motion. And some of those motions are just window dressing. That has absolutely nothing to do with the play. But just to play chess, now we actually have the chess pieces with a lot of receivers and a quarterback that can deliver the goods.
To that point, a couple texts on that. 0628, I hope to see Harburg catch some more passes, get him an open space. Jury's out for me on Heinrich Harburg. I don't think Nebraska needs to force him the ball. He's got to earn it. Nebraska has not been that great in 12 personnel with him and Lindenmeyer on the field. I would rather see Nebraska get those touches to the depth of wide receivers personally than Heinrich Harburg. And then the flip side of that at tight end, someone else says, could tomorrow be Carter Nelson Day? We keep hearing the name, but Carter Nelson to me is in the boat of whatever you get from him right now, great. Yeah. But don't expect a big Carter Nelson game. Still coming back from the offseason hip surgeries, has barely been on the field. So, could it be? Yes, but I would not plan on more than 1 or 2 Heinrich Harburg catches, and maybe not even more than 6 or 7 snaps for Carter Nelson until proven otherwise.
I think there's something to be said. Nebraska has identified a role for Heinrich Harburg, and I think it's okay that it's what it is. Like, I think there's something to be said about when you find a role for a guy or a couple of guys, that's just what their role is. And we heard Heinrich say it earlier this week that, hey, he's embraced it. Like, this is what he's doing. And in terms of the blocking part of it, the last few years, guys, we've been clamoring for a better blocking tight end.
Yeah.
And now we've had video experience, or, video proof that Heinrich's done his job on a couple of those crackbacks to
leaned into it.
Yeah. And has embraced it. And so, like, this is where, once again, I'm not coming after the texter, but this is where I'm saying, like, Nebraska needs to show that they've grown up as a program now and said, you know what, tomorrow we're just going to do Nebraska. We're not going to have to try to be Superman. We don't have to do stuff that's out of the ordinary, because the minute you try to do too much, that's when you start to lose 45-7.
That's what happened last time Michigan came to town. I'm sure we'll get to that. What's changed for Nebraska since 2023? All that and more ahead as we continue Old School live from Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City, kicking off the Applejack Festival.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
When only the best will do. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
M-Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store, is ready for the fall season. Stop by today to see the newest arrivals in casual and sportswear from Johnny O, Seven Diamonds, Mavi, Task, Luciano Visconti, Scott Barber, and many more. M-Suits Clothiers, 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road.
It's nearly time for Bonsall Pool and Spa's truckload event. From September 23rd through the 27th, stop by Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard to see an actual truck full of hot tubs with special prices. You'll save up to $3,000 on all hot tubs and swim spas, as well as $1,500 on all saunas and cold plunges. Use Nebraska football's bye week well by stopping in on September 27th for refreshments and giveaways. That's Bonsall Pool and Spa at 3201 Pioneers Boulevard in Lincoln.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Dude, we're getting teased. If AD thought it was hard to wait for the donuts, how here? I'll lift the computer.
Yeah,
up
lift that computer up. Maybe we didn't walk.
Can you angle it now?
There we go.
Man.
Yeah, walking tacos with burnt gosh dang ends.
Yeah, they got those burnt ends.
Oh, they smell so good.
That's what I was smelling when I went to the bathroom, AD.
Well,
Man.
that just looks
Are you kidding
ridiculous,
me?
man.
Are you kidding me?
My mouth's salivating.
I mean,
I'm
you
salivating.
look at the food we got here. Okay, we got the apple cider.
We got like 5 things of water.
We got the sparkling apple cider.
Huge caramel apples.
Huge caramel apples. All right, but then we got this beautiful creation right here.
Yeah,
I mean, purposely did not bring out silverware.
Yeah,
So
Austin Mackerel hurt us.
Yeah. Austin,
I thought we treated him
us,
nice
man.
enough to bring silver.
Yeah.
I thought.
Maybe he was mad. We surprised him. We initially planned on having Austin. He's still going to be on the air with him and Rachel.
Yes.
Their marketing director is going to be on at 5:30 with us to talk about upcoming events. But we kind of put him on the spot earlier.
He did great. He
did great.
He did
And
great,
so, he even said that he would rather be just put on the spot rather than preparing for it. And I mean, this is special. We're going to talk to the chef out here at Arbor Day Farm and at Porter's, who just got here last July, and we're going to talk to him later today.
Chef Garrett Casper will join us coming up here in about 10 minutes or so. Before that, gentlemen, let's get back to the same conversation. What needs to carry over for Nebraska football? Let's flip it to the defensive side of the ball. We spent last segment on the offense. AD defensively, I'm going to assume physicality is on your list. Anything else for the Nebraska defense that needs to carry over from non-con into Big Ten play?
The key word, for the games in the past, Nick will tell you, and also if you're, dialing in a little bit earlier, I talked about be destructive and dismantle. Yeah, those two. But the key word for Nebraska tomorrow, disciplined. Because when you're playing a team that's inferior to you, you get away with some things just out of sheer talent and depth. Tomorrow, they have to play discipline. Guys, our edges have to set the edge. Our linebackers have to fill gaps. They have to make sure they're taking care of gap integrity. Because if Nebraska is not disciplined tomorrow, Underwood will expose him. I mean, he'll bounce out. Justice, the running back, Justice Haynes. Yeah. He is one that will show you that if you're not playing discipline, bye-bye. Yeah. They have to play discipline. We'll get into names in a bit. I know you guys will, but my key word for the defense tomorrow is discipline.
Well, I want to build off of that because I think you're right. Like we're all talking about like gap integrity, gap discipline. Yeah, they're starting to.
This is absolutely insane.
Can I hold that? That's fine. That's fine. It can be for you. I just want to show them they can get.
Look at that. Look at that.
Seriously, what even is that?
It's the cartoon waffling sense.
That's not even fair.
Only selling during Apple.
No, what exactly is this?
Go here. You go. Chef Casper. Go and put the headset on. Let's just do this now. Let's why waste any time?
I'm looking at you right now, Chef Casper. Hey. You look like a dude that can do whatever you want in the kitchen and come out with something that's just absolutely insane. Yeah, have a seat.
You're going to be here a while.
Yes, have a seat.
That's the only place I can do anything.
Okay. All right. So we're here.
We all have our gifts.
Chef, walk us through this, the walking taco with the burnt ends.
Yeah, so we just we wanted to start getting a little bit more of our food across the property on a big event like this. So we're starting small right here, but
looks small to me, Chef.
Yeah, well, portion sizes aren't, but something a little more fun, carnival, theme type stuff for people to be able to walk around with and enjoy the outside. So yeah, just your traditional walking nachos, really, but a little more. Higher level ingredients. So we have our smoked burn-in barbacoa there, some heirloom tomato from Kansas City, as well as from our garden right there. A little bit of chipotle crema and some Oaxacan cheese, and then you have the burnt-in bowl, which is our white cheddar mac and cheese that we make here with, again, the smoked burnt-in, coleslaw that we make here, and barbecue sauce that we make here. And then we have a funnel cake over there with with real Vermont maple syrup, and then some apple pie filling from the trees that you can see here that we made. And then we also
all of it is from right here.
Yep. And then we have a caramel apple sticky roll that we're gonna have over there as well. That's a big half-pound caramel apple roll with apples from the orchard. Yep. And a nice bourbon caramel over the top of it. So it's gonna be
where do you come up with these things?
Oh, this stuff's this is just comfort food, kind of, just like you said, just kind of carnivals.
I am comforted.
Fairs, things like that, and then we get a little more fancy in the restaurants, but this is just good good simple food that's should just be fun to eat.
Walk us through how you got here to Arbor Day Farm and putting the menu together. Where were you at before? How'd you end up here at Arbor Day Farm?
Yeah, I was in Colorado for like 10 years before at the Brown Palace Hotel and Spa, and then at a Sauvage restaurant up in Steamboat Springs for a few years, kind of a high-end restaurant hiatus that we went on. Got a phone call from the property here asking if I'd be interested in, working here. And I hadn't really heard of the place or anything. And, did a little bit of research, and it seemed like a property that had a lot of potential to do fun stuff that maybe hadn't had the right guidance, in the kitchen and stuff before. So yeah, I got a lot of leeway, kind of like you said, a kitchen to where you can kind of do what you want. And so that was the big appeal about it.
So they found you, was it through a headhunter, through a hiring service?
It was our HR coordinator, Sarah Sharp. I was actually just driving back home to Kansas to spend a little bit of time with the family and stuff, and she called me while I was driving, and I didn't have anything to do because, it was an 11-hour drive. So had about a 2.5, 3-hour conversation with her while we were driving.
Oh, wow.
And, just kind of something that just felt like maybe the timing was good. And, I felt like it was a good opportunity, to come out here and just kind of help a property live up to its potential a little bit.
Well, we are grateful.
Oh man, yeah, get on in here. It just started raining a little bit. Good thing we're under a tent here.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so let's dive back into this here. What's your favorite concoction that you've ever made?
Oh, ever? I've forgotten more than I it's one of those things.
What are
you've
some of
forgotten
the
more than you?
So some of the favorites.
Right now, I think over at Timbers we have a really nice. Really, I think our food offerings across the property they're all unique to the location that they're at. Barbecue over here. A lot of barbecue places don't really put an emphasis on the quality of ingredients, about how cheap they are. Because you're cooking it for a long time. But here, we get really great pork from Iowa. That's specialty bred, really strict diet. Natural, not a lot of hormones or anything. The beef, we use really good quality beef.
Can confirm.
Yeah, and then like I said, having our gardens and our orchards that we can kind of pick from and stuff. So, and then we over at the barbecue place, we also have a lot of things that aren't necessarily barbecue. Like Cuban sandwiches and stuff, tacos. To where people that are staying with us for a week at a time or whatever, or just even locals that don't want to eat barbecue twice have a couple different options. And then, over at the actual lodge hotel, we have Timbers and the library lounge, and, we get in Timbers, we get to kind of show off a little bit more, but kind of keep it still, familiar for a lot of people. And then lots of great sandwiches. And then dinner time, in Timbers is a little bit more elevated.
Let me ask you this. When did your love for cooking and experimenting with food and putting different foods together and trying out, when did that start for you?
Yeah, it's a question I get asked a lot, and I don't really know because I don't have one of those romanticized stories of cooking with grandma and stuff. My mom was never really a good cook. She wasn't a bad cook. She was just a busy mom. She provided a lot of those Midwest casseroles.
Oh, yeah.
She was teaching full time, going to school full time. So she put out good meals for us and stuff, but it wasn't something that, you kind of grew up with. And then I played baseball and had a few shoulder surgeries and couldn't play baseball anymore. So I started cooking a little bit there just out of curiosity, and went to culinary school and then bounced all over the country for a while and, gathering experience under different places and kind of doing some odd things. I didn't just stick on one path. I wanted, like I said, experience in a lot of different things, from super high-end resorts, hotels, Forbes things, to independent restaurants, to smaller boutique things, to really kind of get a lot of information. And I think that's really kind of helped because that's what this property is. It's got a lot of farm to table stuff. So I have that. We want to push the higher end things. So I have that. And then, we're not super high volume, so we can focus on a lot of attention to detail and quality, which is really nice from a food perspective to not have to worry about it, to be able to do as much in-house as you can. I always tell people we're like 95% scratch kitchen now. So like there's nothing in front of you that hasn't had, our hands on it in some way.
Wow. Once again, we're joined here with a chef from Arbor Day Farm, and I'm not asking for secrets, but there's a lot of us that try to smoke meat, try to grill, try to do stuff in our own backyard. What's the biggest piece of advice you can provide for amateurs out there that are trying to really elevate just a family dinner?
Mm-hmm. Good ingredients, yeah, especially with meat. Get good meat. I'm pretty passionate when it comes to that side of things, and I think the way we can make the biggest change is just even in your own household and stuff. You start kind of making those demands and stuff from your local grocery stores. Start carrying some more natural stuff, some more humanely raised things, and it might mean that instead of eating a 16-ounce steak, you eat a 10-ounce steak or something.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times after you do that for a while and you start to feel those nutrients and stuff, you start to realize that they're better for you and you feel more full and stuff. But yeah, just quality of ingredients, and then just take your time with it. But also, if you're doing it in your own household and stuff, have fun with it. If it doesn't end out good, you're the only one that's. It's not like me that I have to hear from it from a dining room.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
I mean, it's only your kids.
That's what I was going to ask. The trial and error, like how much of that have you experienced with the? Okay, let's try this. No, this is not going to work out. Like how much of your job and through as you've grown through this world.
Yeah.
How much of that has played a part in it?
Oh, I've been fortunate enough to work in places to, like you said, they just kind of put trust in you and say, do your thing. And, I hope not everybody's listening to this, but the menus that we put out, a lot of the times we don't even taste them fully. It's kind of just understanding, flavors and what you're going for. Whenever we did our big rollout, 7 months ago or so, we did all of the banquets menus, all of Timber's menus. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'd say as a chef staff, we maybe tasted 15-20% of it,
Wow.
So it's just, but again, we're not pushing the boundaries far enough to where,
it's not blind. You know about the individual pieces.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't really like to recreate stuff. So if you come here next year, there probably won't be anything on the menu that's this year, so keep things fresh, rotate them, and then just kind of let the seasons and, everybody else's experiences kind of influence.
Can you keep this at least?
Yes. I just say, does that switching, that ideal of switching every year, does that make it easier from the creative process because it's a new challenge, or is the consistency nice? What you got, you have a process, a system down.
No, so not really. So we'll switch a dozen times a year in Timbers. The breakfast and lunch will kind of stay the same for maybe 2 or 3 changes a year. But dinner time, from the time we rolled out our new menu 7 months ago or so, we've probably had 6 or 7 reprints since then.
I forgot about that.
So it's I don't like, obviously I think it's a slippery slope when you say, whatever the phrase you said with like kind of being familiar and stuff, but I think it kind of also can kind of breed complacency, and I don't want that either, because I think if you get bored in your job, then
what's the point?
Yeah, I don't work the hours and stuff that I do to be bored. I work it, for the creativity and to have fun, and same way with everyone else in the kitchen.
Tell us what Nick's diving into here.
So that's the funnel cake with the
apple
pie filling from our orchards. It's got a little bit of apple butter in there, as well as some real Vermont maple syrup.
Oh my!
AD, you go next. It's all right.
Yes. And you know what? I got to talk about this little the taco and the walking taco too. I like how you have the burnt ends playing hide and go seek between the Doritos.
Yeah, go take it.
That is.
Yeah,
it's kind of like peekaboo. You got me. And
I hope you find me again.
And then it tried to get away. I was like, no, I got you. Where you going? And then you got them hidden all in here, man.
Yeah, so that way, if you're walking around with your wife or girlfriend or something, she just can't be selective.
Hey, at least you're honest.
We all know what it's like to have order something and they like your food more, so then you end up not getting any of it. So
on the show Living Color, there was this character on there that would say, I got you, when the dude get away.
Mm-hmm.
That's how these things are trying. These burnt ends are like, where are you going?
Yeah.
And they're just kind of hiding behind the Doritos, and I'm like, I got you, Nick.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
I know.
now what do we got here?
That's the funnel cake with the apple
pie filling.
Man.
Hey, you could tell AD's distracted by the walking taco because the chef just described it.
Yeah, I've asked a few times.
We have a couple different varieties of apples there. So our orchard manager Ben,
great guy.
He brought them over for me. So it's nice to be able to, like I said, have all that. So I mean, we've gone through probably.
Gonna pass that back down this way.
We've gone through probably 700-800 pounds of apples.
I need to meditate on this for a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think about now? Okay. How many different type of apples are on there? 4?
Oh man, well there's a few. Yeah, I think we got some John and Gold ones maybe, and some Honeycrisp in there for sure. And I thought there was one other variety, but
I was gonna say, let me pull
he's the expert on
let me
that.
pull out my little handy dandy cheat sheet that they gave us. So it says here, Golden Delicious are good for bacon. Do you have a preference when you're working with stuff?
I do like Golden Delicious a lot. And early on in the season, we have a red flesh apple that I've asked 2 years in a row now to get, but they keep denying it. So next year I'm going to
look at Austin over there. He's like,
I'm going up to the trees and getting it myself. Whoever wants to get mad can get mad.
That's incredible.
I'm not against hurt feelings.
Last one before we get you out of here. How do you stay in shape?
I didn't know I was.
Okay. Well, I was just trying to make myself feel a little bit better.
If you call round a shape, then you see it right there. But I wouldn't say I'm in shape at all. I'm
shape
trying.
is in the eye of the shaper.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it's definitely. I like to commit my youthful appearance and stuff to many years of work-life balance. Stress-free environment.
How could you be stressed with this in front of you?
Man.
Chef Eric Casper, our guest here on Old School. Chef, thanks a ton for your time. Thanks for sharing. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Best of luck this weekend.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Chef.
Thank you so much, man.
We'll be back. More Old School on the other side.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloff.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
M-Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store, is ready for the fall season. Stop by today to see the newest arrivals in casual and sportswear from Johnny O, Seven Diamonds, Mavi, Task, Luciano Visconti, Scott Barber, and many more. M-Suits Clothiers, 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
With your weekly high school football scoreboard update, I'm Nick Sainer. We concluded Week 3 action last Friday, and in Class A matchups, Lincoln Northeast shut out Benson 56-0, Lincoln East topped Grand Island 30-3, and Lincoln Southwest fell to Papillion La Vista 23-12. In Class B, Norris blanked Lincoln Northwest 63-0, Seward beat Pius on the road 27-14, and Waverly dominated McCook 42-7. Week 4 holds some good matchups across the state, with Lincoln East facing off against Lincoln Southwest, Omaha Westside versus Bellevue West, Beatrice traveling to York, and Pius hosting undefeated Platteview. Stay tuned each week for high school football coverage right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Short segment here, supposed to be wrapping up the 4 o'clock hour, but had a great conversation with Arbor Day Farm and lead lodge chef Garrett Casper. Really appreciate him taking his talents down here to Nebraska City, pursuing that new challenge and being closer to family. Works out pretty well for us, I would say, AD, when people make good choices like that.
Absolutely. You know, it's been cool to have such a wide variety. Oh, Golden Delicious. Austin just put on the table a nice bag of Golden Delicious fresh apples. And so, yeah, it's just something constantly coming here, man.
Will turn into this, AD.
Yeah, those will that'll turn into those. It's cool to see people that the professionals, the experts in their craft. Obviously, you know, Ben talk about it. Austin talking about his part of it. And we'll hear from Rachel later on. Then hearing Chef talk about his and the different places he's been, because you know chefs live some very, very adventurous lives. You know, different restaurants, different cities, sometimes a lot of times different countries. You know, to get tutelage in their craft from different
country
minds.
of Colorado is scary enough.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, and his parents being right down in Garden City, Pratt, Kansas. You know, a lot closer rather than the 14-hour jaunts he's been making. He said for 14 plus years. So. Yeah, it's good for us to be the beneficiaries of their talents.
That it is. You will not be able to watch Nebraska men's or women's basketball tonight. No benefiting from that talent with the rain, the inclement weather in the area. Opening night with the Huskers is indeed called off. If you are down in the rail yard, don't worry. They will still be doing an autograph session. It'll be inside Pinnacle Bank Arena beginning at 6:30. They'll go for about an hour. Just the main lobby there, the south entrance on the Haymarket and rail yard side of things. We promised a short segment. We'll get back on track. And one more hour of old school here live from the Applejack Festival. Kicking it off here at the Arbor Day Farm. Every year, Applejack Festival kicks off the fall season at the Arbor Day Farm. Come by to pick apples, enjoy cider, and other delicious treats like we have the entire fall season. You'll learn more from Rachel and Austin coming up at 5:30. But if you want to check out some upcoming events and what the farm has to offer for yourself, go to arbordayfarm.org. Austin Norman, Nick Sainer, Aaron Davis with you. We'll be right back. One more hour of Old School to go.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get in and win with Limitless Male Medical, the men's health experts. We are the proven leaders in testosterone and peptide therapy. Don't play around with a sub-shop franchise that just popped up. At Limitless Male, this is serious medicine. Full lab panels, real providers, years of experience focused only on men's health. Don't be fooled by crash course owners. Trust the team that knows hormones inside and out. Limitless Male Medical. Your health is not a game.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Experience an electric vehicle firsthand at LES's EV Ride and Drive, September 28th at the LES Operations Center. Registration is open now, but spots are limited. Visit les.com/drive to reserve your drive.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Steinholding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. Sunny skies to start the day. Then a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. We'll see a high around 75. Tonight, a continued chance of showers and storms, the low around 60. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers. Otherwise, partly sunny skies with a high near 75. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh man, how do we only have 50 minutes left from the Arbor Day Farm? Really appreciate their hospitality. Really appreciate them having us down,
special,
making us feel so very welcome, as they will you at the Applejack Festival, kicking off officially tomorrow. As soon as the farm opens, I believe that's at 9 o'clock is when it opens, around then. So if it's going to be warm, get here early, beat the rush, beat the crowd. Super simple drive if you're in Lincoln or the surrounding area. Get yourself down to Applejack tomorrow. Say, it's a Husker game. Yeah, tough it up. It's going to be great. Tomorrow's the day to come. Everyone else is going to make the excuse if it's the Husker game. Get down here, get your apples, get your jacks, everything that's involved in the Applejack Festival and more. Get back in time to watch. And then if there's anything you missed, hey, guess what? You can come back on Sunday. It'll still be here and more. Big thanks as well to the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese for their sponsorship of the show. Fellas, let's just jump into this, bless you, from our Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line, beginning here with 5162. How confident are you guys in our defensive line? Nebraska's film against Cincinnati looked rough, and Michigan is much more talented along their offensive line. I can't help but feel Nebraska's defensive line play will decide the game.
You know, who sent that?
That was from 5162.
5162. Good evening. Thanks for sending. You know, Austin, I'm curious of what that line is going to look like tomorrow. And I would be honest if I wouldn't say I'm not a bit concerned about it, you know, because thus far we have not played a team that we've seen the type of physicality we're going to see from Michigan tomorrow. I mean, that's just reality. So I don't blame the texture one bit because I'm concerned myself. I'm cautiously optimistic that they adjust. And quite honestly, the last two games have been very vanilla defensive wise. Yeah. You're not showing any schemes. You're not showing any different packages. You were seeing a very base vanilla defense. And not only that, I can assure you that Butler and company studied the heck out of that Oklahoma film to see what caused Underwood to be uncomfortable in situations. And again, I mean, 38% is what they threw against Oklahoma. That's the worst that a Michigan team has done since 2012. As I mentioned this morning, it was against Nebraska. So I want those numbers again. But to the texter's call, Austin, I'm also concerned about that. But I'm also, like I said, I feel a lot more comfortable with who's at the helm in those coordinator positions.
Jay on Whiteboard Wednesday broke down a couple different plays from Michigan, a couple in the run game.
where Jay showed that the Michigan's offensive line wasn't quite at the same level.
Yeah.
But
as in years past.
Right? Where it's been arguably the best line in college football. Well, the flip side of that, AD, is that these are guys that have been waiting their turn behind those guys.
Right.
Something you're familiar with in Nebraska, right? The talent
Yeah.
in, the talent in, the talent out, the talent in. It's not so much reload as it is replace, or not rebuild as it is reload.
Right.
There's an aspect of that. It'll be, yes, their first conference game, but game 4 ought to look a lot different than game 2, I would think, in a lot of ways. But Jay's main point went back to one that you talked about with the defense: discipline.
Yes.
Do your job, know what your job is, do it consistently. But then what did Jay show on Whiteboard Wednesday? Once you've done your job, then go play football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then go make a play. Not
for
freelancing, not outside of system, not outside of scheme, but not everything goes right on the offense.
Right.
Make the offense be wrong. Don't let the offense, oh crap, I got to find something to do. Oh, okay, I got you to block. I guess I'm right now. There's a not even a line. There's just a progression from discipline into, I think, what Jay calls playing football.
Yeah, it is. And when you're playing disciplined football, the mistakes are minimized big time because you're not going to go out of system. And like you said, when you start freelancing out there and just start guessing, a team like Michigan will make you pay. And I mean, they're going to make you pay. They'll make you pay dearly. Now, granted, yes, and to Jay's point, this is not the traditional, season physical Michigan teams we've seen from their championship years. However, like you mentioned, those guys that are playing there now were under the tutelage and set under those guys for those couple years. And the thing about Michigan, when I think about Michigan, I think about the Bielema days and of Wisconsin when he was coaching up there. And speaking of Wisconsin, I know they're probably regretting they fired Paul Christ. You think about those offensive lines of Wisconsin back in the day. That was Michigan was synonymous with that as well, though. Now you see that Bielema's done that in Illinois. Those are lines, they're burly, they're big, they're physical, but to your point, also they stay in system. Nebraska's defensive line and their backers are going to have to play disciplined football. Now, other teams I talked about being disruptive. Now you got to be disruptive too, but to Jay's point, you got to be disciplined first, though. You, like I said, tomorrow, my biggest concern is them allowing Underwood for him to start freelancing. A play breaks down, and then he kills you off his legs and instinct because we're not playing discipline. That's how he kills you.
I think there's a flip side to that, though. Can Nebraska force Bryce Underwood to play Superman like Adrian Martinez did so many times?
I'd love to see it.
Can Nebraska shut down Justice Haynes enough? Can Nebraska limit a receiving core where you don't really know many of the names to the point where Bryce Underwood says, man, I feel like I have to take this on myself and go win it. We saw how close that got Nebraska. Bryce Underwood comes to Michigan with a higher pedigree than Adrian Martinez in terms of recruiting. And, a player that has that sort of potential, that sort of pedigree, you don't want to let him get hot and make them feel like they can go win the game. That confidence you give them can be dangerous.
Yeah.
But maybe he makes a big play in the second quarter, another one in the third quarter. Well, he's a freshman. How does he respond to a road environment? If he's got to be Superman for 45 minutes entering the fourth quarter, does he make that freshman mistake at the end, this time in Nebraska's favor instead of against Nebraska? But think about that, too. When Adrian had those big plays, other teams were pretty disciplined. It was good coverage down the field. Adrian escapes a near sack, and then everyone has their back turned in man. I think you're right, and I think there's a flip side, depending on how Nebraska forces this game to go. Because we get to this from Ryan P., make Bryce Underwood guess. We have one of the best secondaries in the conference. If he also takes off, he's not a slider, so make him pay.
Yeah.
John Butler, I think, said it best. And I know Eric Shenander has said this. Tony White said it. You earn the right to rush the passer. Let's parlay that into you earn the right to confuse a freshman quarterback. If that defensive line, to take it back to where we start that conversation, stands up early on. They're holding Michigan to 2.5, 3 yards per carry in the first quarter and a half of play, and Nebraska's up by 10 points or so, then, okay, you can start to get a little bit more exotic. Show this freshman something, and that's where you can start to consider, how do we throw the knockout blow? How do we really rattle his confidence? He's not going to walk into Memorial Stadium rattled just because he's a true freshman. Nebraska needs to do something to cause him to be rattled.
He was baptized a little bit, if you would, 2 weeks ago down in Norman, and they made him extremely uncomfortable for most of that game, as you know. That's why he threw. They eventually started making Michigan have to go through the air a little bit. That's why the 38%. Good Lord, he brought some more food over here. That took me off. Thought I was like man, I'm like surrender. Dude, that is the biggest sticky bun. Oh my goodness. No, it's warm.
I think I can smell that through the through the plastic wrap.
Man, that is absolutely amazing. I thought you were going to get the van. You actually went back to the kitchen, didn't you, dog?
Well, van, both hand.
I was wondering why he took. But you know what? You didn't see this, Austin. I did. He was running across that lawn over there because he went to the kitchen first.
Of course he did.
And he tried to sneak over to the van like we didn't see him. But I saw him, man.
No, I did not.
I saw him.
It actually, my sneezing turned into a bloody nose, and then
oh man,
I was like, well, sorry.
Hey, Nick, if that's what it takes for you to get a sticky bun.
Yeah.
I'll put some hot sauce on my nose. Like I got
exactly. No. If anybody that knows me, it's like once I sneeze once, I sneeze about 9 times.
Once you got that first one, I was like, he's going to be
floodgates open. Yeah.
You know what, Austin? Here's another thing about Underwood too, though. If he tries to take it on his own, and me and Nick, we talked about this morning and yesterday, and I like the texter said that as well. You have to punish this young man. Nothing dirty. Everything.
Teach him a lesson.
Teach him a lesson. But you have to start making him, and he's a big dude. This dude is 6'4", 225, 230 pounds, man. So he's not a small dude. This is a big man, but he's still young. So the best way to rattle a kid like that is to hit. I mean, I think about
he's not going to have grown man strength.
No, he's not. He was playing exactly. He was playing high school ball last year. Now Oklahoma introduced him a little bit. I'm going to tell you that. No, introduced him a lot because they ended up beating him. What you have to do is, it's like that game back in the day, Tekken. Finish him. They need to go after this man a lot tomorrow and do not let him get comfortable. Because as we all know, the more comfortable he gets, the more dangerous he'll get.
Absolutely. John Butler talks a lot about that, and I think there's lots of good stuff from him. We have the duality of Nebraska fans on our text line here. I want to read you guys 2 texts here back to back. 6296 says, guys, I don't know what it is, but something about 2 freshman offensive linemen, a freshman quarterback, the crowd will be rocking. Dana Holgerson and John Butler have a generational game. I just think Nebraska is going to win by 2 scores. I got 34-21. I just have a feeling Nebraska finally gets over the hump tomorrow. Okay, there's that. Then we have Unmasked Texter.
Yeah.
You guys, I get you have to talk for the radio show, but it's simple. You're overthinking it. Games are won and lost in the trenches, and Nebraska will get beat because they're not there yet. Lots of fact. Take it to the bank, 28-14 Michigan.
Oh, ouch. So we have one Husker fan saying 34-21 Nebraska.
Pass it. Pass the apple cider flavor Kool-Aid.
The other one says 28-14 Michigan.
And both of them are justified because Nebraska has shown the
This man cannot pick a side.
No, Nebraska hasn't either.
I know.
They have. So I understand why fans have the thinking on both sides of it because we've seen towards like okay, they're doing. Then we've seen the other side too. So it's almost sometimes I think sometimes when you see Nebraska play, you pick against them. So it's like a coping mechanism. You want to protect yourself.
Either they win or you're right.
Yeah. And so I mean. I understand both sides of it. However, though, I don't think we're complicated because we are talking about the trenches. That's where the game has to be won at. We said it on our show. You've said it on your show ad nauseum. The game's got to be won in the trenches. Now, whether Nebraska is too young, obviously the only elder statesman we have on that defensive line, we all know it. Elijah Judy. He's the only senior. The rest of those guys are freshmen, redshirt freshmen, and sophomores. I get that. But yet, I still want to give those guys benefit of the doubt in that we haven't seen them in that competition yet. So we have to wait and see.
Let me jump in on Team AD here. Right. We'll make this 2 against 1 here. We'll sandwich Nick with this. The reason I think it's an okay take to not pick a side here is because we don't fully know who these teams are yet. Because you can can see the advantages that Nebraska has. Mm-hmm. You can see the advantages that Michigan has. And I tend to, in some ways, agree with Unmasked Texture. My gut feeling all week has been Michigan is going to have this arrogance about it as a recent national champion program. No, it's not the same guys, but it's still the same program. Enough of these guys were on the title team 2 years ago that say, gosh darn it, we're Michigan.
Right.
We're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger, and we need to make sure Nebraska knows that. What do I think they're going to do? Run it at Nebraska until they prove they can stop it. That's just what my gut tells me is going to happen. Maybe it's the right decision, maybe it's not. But that's not to say Nebraska has no answer. It's not to say Nebraska has no recourse because Nebraska did get bigger along the defensive line. There are guys on Nebraska's front 6 that we think can get in their run fits right, can wrap up, can tackle, can fill their lanes, what have you. So I do think that the offensive line versus defensive line, I still lean advantage Michigan. And maybe I give them too much benefit of the doubt as a program, and I'm happy to be proven wrong tomorrow starting at 2:30. But until proven otherwise, I'm going to say Michigan's advantage is in the trenches. Wolverines are a little bit better. Nebraska needs to find a way to make it not an advantage for Michigan.
Well, and I'll say this real quick, Nick, before you go on.
That's
Austin, there's nothing wrong with that because I think there's a lot of truth in that. We've seen their body of work. We've seen them against Oklahoma. Now, granted, they lost the game.
Yeah.
But we've still seen it in the success they've had in the past couple of years. Because your point, there are guys on that team. We know that won a national championship, one that was here before. Ernest Hausman was on that team, when they came here last time and beat Nebraska, then they won the national championship. Guys who have championship experience, have played in big games. They went, like I said, they beat the national champion last year. There's even more guys on that team from last year. Championship team. So this team is not, I don't think Michigan, by stretch of the imagination, is going to come and thinking, wow, look at this. No, they beat Michigan, Ohio State in Ohio State.
And this too, I think, to further our point, AD, is that's what a good football game should be.
Yeah.
Where both teams have an advantage that they can pick on. The other team is going to have a question that they have to answer on that side of the ball. Where, yeah, it's great for Nebraska fans. We all love kicking back, being able to chill, not have anything crazy to talk about after Akron and Houston Christian.
Right.
This is the exact environment. This is the exact type of game that Nebraska needs to be in
Absolutely.
as a program to get back to where it wants to go. And, I mean, well, I don't mean to disrespect your national championship team or the 95 team that's coming in.
Choose carefully.
They made they answered a lot of questions during the game.
Right.
With the way that you guys played, there were a lot of questions that didn't get asked because of how you played.
Right.
These questions have to be asked right now because Nebraska hasn't proven it. What benefit of the doubt does Nebraska have?
Right.
What benefit of the doubt does Michigan have in these other areas? It's not hating. It's not drinking the Kool-Aid to point out that the disadvantages or the advantages. Both these teams come into this game with something to prove. It's a turning point in the season for both of these programs, and that's exactly what Husker fans need to embrace.
Yeah. Austin, you're spot on everything you said. And I told Nick this morning, either this morning or yesterday. These players, of course, us as fans, we have our fandom, etc. They have to prove it to themselves.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of guys on this roster. Look, think about Arbor. He was the quarterback the last time we were here. They beat the smoke out of us. He was QB that time. So you think about him, who's been here all the time that he has, Nebraska native. Literally has never had a winning season. I ain't talking about the bowl game when they went 7-6. I mean, and not 50,
a winning regular season.
Exactly. There are guys on our roster that have never had a regular winning season. And so here's the reality. Until they exercise those demons, and that's going to be an individual effort too. Guys have to come to the point, just like, I'm fed up of this. Granted, I get the premise and all the rest of those things about the 3. No, we're not chasing 3. We're chasing wins.
Yeah,
we're chasing wins because sometimes that puts something in your mind psychologically. If we just get by this, no, just win this game by whatever it means.
Win this play, win this drive, win this quarter, win this half.
You have to get selfish a little bit, and those guys are going to have to make that decision amongst themselves, and obviously collectively as a unit. What I've seen so far from Rule and his team and in his regime, I like what I'm seeing so far. You can tell even the chemistry is different out there with those guys on offense and defense. But again, to your point. And just the reality, you got to win games like this coming up tomorrow.
I don't know if it was when I was with you or maybe it was with DP. At some point in the last couple months, I've said whenever I think about Nebraska football, sometimes I have to take 10% off my optimism and add 10% to my pessimism. Right? If I'm here with Nebraska, mentally, what I think could happen, could happen, I got to knock 10-15% off for it to be a little closer. Now on the bottom end. If I think Nebraska's they're washed, they're so bad, there's no chance. I got to tell myself, no, they're probably not actually that bad, and go up another 15%. It's not going to be easy for Nebraska against Michigan.
No,
but by the same token, it's not an insurmountable challenge.
No,
it's the best opportunity Nebraska has had in a game like this against an opponent of this historical quality in years. And that's important. Seize the day, opportunity, whatever you want to say.
And you know what? When we've had the right pieces as well, because it seemed like at times we'd go into games like this, hamstrung with a deficiency here, a deficiency there. Yeah. And it wasn't just an inexperienced defensive line. It was inexperienced coaches. It was inexperienced players who had not been in that situation before. That's not so much the case this year. Now, granted, you add in Dane Key, you add in as a backup. There's a lot of new pieces. I get that. But these guys have played a lot of football too, though. So I feel more confident going into this game with this coach. I'll say this, Austin, and Nick talked about it as well. Here. I think Nikhil Schwartz has been a major, major game changer for Nebraska offensively. We're talking about Dana Holgerson, of course, because he's the OC. But you're talking about position coaches. There's a major contrast in the performance of our receivers from this year than the past number of years as far as
It's true.
It's true.
You know,
Yeah.
if the program wants to get back to where it wants to go, it can't just say, well, that move didn't work out. It has to say that was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
What are the reasons why that was a mistake?
Yeah.
Be honest. Own up that it was a mistake to have Garrett McGuire as wide receivers coach.
Absolutely.
Own up to the fact that it turned into a mistake to have Marcus Satterfield as offensive coordinator for the standard that you want to hold.
Yeah.
Nothing against those guys. Personally, I wish them all the best. I mean, Marcus Satterfield seems to be doing a great job with the Nebraska tight ends.
Yeah.
He found the level that's right for him, and that's fine.
Right.
But Nebraska needs to be honest with where as a program. Let's go ahead and take our first break of the 5 o'clock hour. Here, we'll have Rachel and Austin from the Arbor Day Farm join us, tell you about what else you can expect at Applejack Festival and what else is going on here at the Arbor Day Farm and Lead Lodge. Austin and Rachel will join us right after this on Old School.
Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store, is ready for the fall season. Stop by today to see the newest arrivals in casual and sportswear from Johnny O, Seven Diamonds, Mavi, Task, Luciano Visconti, Scott Barber, and many more. M Suits Clothiers, 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
This is your invite to Lincoln's Oktoberfest. On Saturday, September 27th, come to Beer House at 8th and P in the Haymarket from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. for a full day of German fun. Live bands, mouth-watering food, cold brews, and games for every age. Try your hand at Stein Holding, Cornhole, or bring friends for Hammerschlagen. Admission is just $9 in advance, and VIP gives you tokens, a Stein, rooftop access, and more. Lincoln's Oktoberfest, where the beer is flowing, the food is sizzling, and the spirit is Bavarian strong. Be there.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Over 75% of the patients that come to Limitless Male have been told over and over again by their primary care providers that their testosterone level is fine. Guess what? If you have all the symptoms of low testosterone, you're not fine. Come get a second opinion at Limitless Male. We have helped tens of thousands of men feel optimal again, and we can help you. Stop waiting. Come see the men's health experts. Book your free consult online at limitlessmale.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in to Old School, live from Arbor Day Farm Lodge. Nick Sainer running back and forth. Rain's coming down a little bit more and more, so I appreciate you getting everything out of the wind and the rain. Austin AD with you. Joined now by Rachel and by Austin around the Arbor Day Farm and the Lead Lodge. Rachel, Austin, first and foremost, I'm going to speak for Nate and AD on this. Thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, we have had a blast from the tour to the tastings, everything in between. It has been incredible. First of all, thank you so much for having us out here and making it such an incredible time.
You bet. We love doing things like this. It kind of gets us out of our everyday normal routine, and what a joy to have you down here, especially as we head into Applejack weekend.
Applejack weekend indeed starts tomorrow and then Sunday and then again on the 27th and 28th. What's the sales pitch for Applejack Festival? Someone might not have heard of it. We've tried to tell them, but from the experts, what's the pitch for Applejack Festival?
Yeah, you betcha. So, I mean, it's exactly what the name says. It's Applejack. So we're celebrating the apple harvest season down here in Nebraska City. And for those of you who don't know, Applejack takes place in the entire city of Nebraska City. It's not just happening here at Arbor Day Farm, but we're going to be selfish and tell you that you should come down here and pick apples with us, of course, because we have the best apples, the best orchard. Exactly. And, you know, outside of you pick apples, you pick flowers. You can go into the tree adventure and travel through the 11 different tree houses that are connected with suspended bridges, which you guys didn't get a chance to do that. Like I told you earlier, I could have taken you on like a 4-hour tour of the entire property just to get a full sense of the vastness of the property and all the things that you and then, you know, don't forget to do the wine and cider tasting. That'll be happening up here just to my left at the depot. We've got all sorts of shopping happening. And I mean, you can't miss out on all of the tasty treats. I mean, you guys had it earlier. We've got the walking nachos. We've got the burnt end bowl. We've got the caramel apple cinnamon
I forgot about those things.
That was like an hour ago, AD. My goodness. Oh my gosh. So we like to say that you can come here and you can get fat and happy and leave, and then maybe just take a little nap and
have
watch
an apple
the game.
and it all washes away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keeps the doctor away. So yeah, definitely come down and see us. We would love it.
You know, you guys, how long have you been, Austin, that you've taken over? Because you were in a different sector. You've been back here with the foundation for how long?
I've been with the foundation 8 years.
8
I was
years
here
now.
for 5 years here at Arbor Day Farm, and now I work at our downtown headquarters in Lincoln. Yeah.
Rachel, how about you?
So I'm coming up on 2 years in November as the marketing manager here at Arbor Day Farm. And I was just talking to some guests that came in, a group of 4 guys that meet up and go to games across the United States.
Oh,
it was
wow.
a really cool thing. They're going to the game tomorrow. One of the guys was from Belgium. Okay.
Wow.
And that was why I was late in coming back over here earlier in the segment, because I was talking to them. And that's one of my favorite parts about, working here and getting to, have a connection with the guests that come here and figure out what their story is and maybe how they heard about us. But
how did they hear about you?
Well, he just did like a Google search. He's like, we want to do, go and do something while we're waiting to go to the game tomorrow. And they found us. So woohoo, I did my job. Okay, at least I got them here. Like, I pat myself on the back over here. Like,
pretty cool.
That's exactly what I want to hear and see. And that's like the best part about it, I feel like, for sure.
AD, you were a big part of getting this lined up.
Yeah.
You've been here before. How did this all come about? How did you get connected with Arbor Day Farm and Applejack?
It was Austin. It was a year ago.
This one, the cool Austin.
I got thrown me off.
I'm an Austin sandwich.
I'm slow at 51. I was like, no, you're both cool. What are you talking about? Austin gave me and my family a tour, and we had you on the show, and gave me a tour of everything. And then we actually did the tree houses, because Rachel, obviously, you came on the show. We did a tour. We came here. My daughter, my wife, her boyfriend, and it was after. In fact, it was right before Nebraska game. We were playing. I forget which game it was, but it was later in the year though. Yeah. It was an away game, and we came here first and had a blast. Did the tree houses, and Molly, a good friend of our family, she came with us as well. So we parked right up there. In fact, I'm just up in the parking lot up there, and we had a great time. And there were so many things that we learned. Like Austin would tell you, man, I just thought an apple was an apple. Either it was a green apple or it was a red apple. They got all these names on here. They got, Jana Gold, solid.
Gold.
I mean, look at these, Pink Lady, Jana Gold, Empire. That's a TV show, Empire. I didn't know that apple. So there are all these things we just don't know. But, the thing I would say, Austin and Rachel, get outside your comfort zones, folks. And not that this is an uncomfortable thing, but it's like, well, it's 30 minutes away, it's 35 minutes away. I promise you it is worth the drive. And I want to say this to both of you, pun intended, Nick, that it's worth the drive. Radio show, yeah. So just walk out.
You got there eventually.
I noticed as we were just sitting here, though, and it's not surprising that someone's from a different country. We saw little kids. We saw older kids. There was a gentleman with his wife with the Kansas shirt. So what are you guys doing here? Is there a map here? I mean, real nice people. There's just a hodgepodge of people that come here for different reasons, and they all have a good time.
Yeah.
How do you continue to sell that message and to give that message to the people, not only just here in Nebraska, but outside our borders?
I'll let Rachel talk about the marketing side of that, but from the humanity side of it, the best way is when somebody else can explain their experience to somebody else.
Yeah.
This is one place where you can see all those ages come together. And whether you're, 20 or you're 80, there's something that comes out of everybody that shows their 8-year-old self. And it can be in the orchard, it could be in our tree houses, but there's something that comes up that is nostalgic, even if they've never done it before. They feel it, they know it, and when people post pictures and they talk about their experience, that is the best thing.
Right.
Yeah, and for sure, it's the word of mouth. I mean, and it's the tradition. I mean, this has been going on. Applejack Festival has been going on for 50 plus years. You know, and it's one of those quintessential fall festivities, activities that you just do. And we're in Nebraska. And it's just kind of that entry point into the harvest season, whether that be the apple harvest or, farmers who are going to be out in the field here in just a few weeks, harvesting corn and soybeans. It's kind of just that entry point. And I think that's the best part about getting people to come back here is to experience not only the traditional things like the apple picking, but we like to really highlight and showcase new offerings. And that's why we had you talk to Chef Casper earlier in the segment. His, insight and kind of vision for what the culinary experience should be here is pretty phenomenal. And I love seeing the new offerings that we have, like the walking nachos that you guys tried, or the caramel apple cinnamon rolls. Like, those are the things that I feel like it's nice to have. And Nick, are you okay?
He's recovering on
Nick's got his hands on his knees and he's bent over. Are you okay? He's having withdrawals.
Food sweats.
Yeah.
So two-part question for both of you. First of all, Applejack Festival, just how important is it for the business and the big picture of the Arbor Day Foundation? I mean, these next 2 weekends, you said 70 to 80,000 people. Just big picture, are these next 2 weekends for you guys and your mission here at the Arbor Day Farm and Foundation?
Yeah, this we call it fondly as the farm side. We have Lead Lodge side, which, if anybody isn't familiar, it's all one big Arbor Day farm. The Lead Lodge and Tree Adventure, Apple House Market, Porter's, Arbor Lodge Mansion are all a part of the Arbor Day farm. But these next 2 weekends are going to end up being about 75% of our annual revenue on the farm side. So it's a very important festival to us, not only because of where we sit in situation with the rest of the town of Nebraska City, but because it's just that fun fall festival where our team gets to get out of their comfort zones a little bit, and we all have to come together and we have to get ready. And that's why I love seeing Austin coming down here. I mean, he works in the Lincoln office, but he's an Arbor Day farmie at heart and loves coming down here and helping us out.
He didn't let us know. We can take you back. We got room.
They'll eat your leftovers in there.
You brought him, you eat him. Fair is fair. So then the second part of that question then is, what's the other 25%? What else is going on throughout the other 50 weeks of the year?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So we've got obviously Lead Lodge, which is our hotel. It's 140 guest rooms. It's also a conference space for meetings, retreats, corporate events. And then, we are the outdoor destination for weddings. In the fall, especially, we had Austin's daughter's wedding here last week.
Congratulations.
At the Barns just across the way. So, and then, we've got activities going on throughout the year. I mean, obviously the festival brings in a large majority of that population, but you can do the Tree Adventure anytime.
Yeah.
You can you pick apples for the entire month of September and October, a lot of times, just depending on the season. You can tour the mansion. And we'll have, lots of kind of different festivities happening over there too, including our living history. So there'll be some reenactments, some people camping out. So that'll be really cool too.
And you can play golf if you're Aaron Davis and no one else.
yeah, hit him up, guys.
That's just called losing golf balls with Aaron Davis.
Austin, the other side of this too is, with it being the busiest season, talk about the staff. What goes into making Applejack possible every year, and the people that help it run for the 2 weekends?
That we can do without the staff. And we have all of our team here from Arbor Day Farm. We also bring a lot of our Lincoln team down from our headquarters they volunteered yesterday and today. You probably saw them around in their green shirts, just helping this festival come to life. But the team loves it. It's an opportunity for teamwork, to get outside. It's just fun, and it's energy draining, but it is a ton of fun, and something that we're just gonna continue to lean on each other with. But
are you able to take a deep breath tonight before it all starts, or more work to be done?
More work.
I feel like I'm finally able to take a little bit more of a deep breath, because obviously with marketing, advertising, a lot of this stuff had to be out in the wild long time ago. And so tomorrow's really the true test of, like, did it work? Are we doing our job? I mean, I was able to obviously talk to that group of 4 guys, and just by Googling and finding out fall festivities and activities to do, like, yeah, okay, great. I love it. Yeah.
Once again, Applejack Festival kicks off tomorrow here in Nebraska City, Arbor Day Farm and Lead Lodge. It's not only tomorrow, it's also Sunday the 21st, as well as September the 27th and the 28th. To learn more, you can visit arbordayfarm.org. And don't forget, tomorrow, our A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. We are giving away a one-night stay at the Lead Lodge. It'll be good from November of this year through November of next year. So tune in tomorrow, beginning at 11 o'clock, A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Your chance, your no excuses reason to get down here to the Arbor Day Farm and Lead Lodge in Nebraska City. Rachel, Austin, thank you so much for having us. Your hospitality, not just thank you for the food, the tour was incredible. Yes. Your staff is incredible and fantastic to us. thank you in advance from us, in advance for everyone that's going to be here throughout the next couple weekends.
Yes, thank you guys for
being
coming.
here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll be back. We'll wrap up Old School right after this on the Ticket.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Oh, Kansas. Here we go.
Second half today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history.
What a finish, boys.
Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds. 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
God damn right.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi, I'm Eli Barnes, Assistant Vice President at Midwest Bank at the 70th and Pioneers and 27th and Jamie Lane locations. I love working with families and small businesses right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Banking shouldn't be complicated, and that's why we make it personal. Whether it's opening your child's first account or securing a loan for your next big step, I'm here to help. Stop in today and say hello. I'd love to meet you. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, I'm Eli Barnes, Assistant Vice President at Midwest Bank at the 70th and Pioneers and 27th and Jamie Lane locations. I love working with families and small businesses right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Banking shouldn't be complicated, and that's why we make it personal. Whether it's opening your child's first account or securing a loan for your next big step, I'm here to help. Stop in today and say hello. I'd love to meet you. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevenson Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevenson Smith Construction slams expectations.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, his name's on the open. He hasn't been here. Got business to attend to. But you know what? More for us. Jay Foreman missed out. Aaron Davis definitely did not miss out on everything going on down here at the Apple. Again, a huge thank you to our hosts at the Arbor Day Farm and the Lead Lodge, the Arbor Day Foundation team, for having us. Fellas, we have just a few minutes left here. Kansas City Royals kicking off a series with the Blue Jays coming up here in just a few minutes. We want baseball. It is. Royals still mathematically alive. Mathematically alive.
AD, name one Royals player. That's all I needed to know.
AD's on which one?
We didn't hear AD's voice there.
And that's a wrap.
What do you say?
A few
Patrick Mahomes.
AD's got the itis.
Patrick
big
Mahomes
time,
is
man.
an owner.
We're gonna have to follow AD home just to make sure he doesn't fall asleep at the wheel.
Put your car in neutral. We'll just put the van right there. We got you, AD.
No, we need you to blast some music.
Dude, I am stuffed, man.
I know you are. Look, you can see it in his eyes.
You're dragging AD.
I mean, this man is struggling.
Well, and you add as much as food as I've eaten, and we've eaten, and add in, I've been up since 3:30 this morning, and you give me a meal like that, those burnt ends, and you know what? I'm not done eating, dude. Don't let it fool you. I'm going to eat some more, too.
Well, you got left.
I'm no quitter.
We all got left.
Mama didn't raise no quitter. Mama didn't raise no quitter.
Yeah, I've heard that usually a different way, but that's worked too.
A couple things from the text line in the last couple of minutes.
Oh,
0598. Everyone worried about stopping the run because it's giving up extra rushing yards. I think we'll be okay there. I'm worried about Nebraska's red zone offense, having proved 3 games in a row against the worst teams that Nebraska can't just run up the middle in a goal line setting. So Nebraska could settle for field goals instead of touchdowns, which could cost the game. Certainly a valid concern, which that's the balance for Nebraska. It's great if you want to take the air out of the ball, control the clock, trust your defense, but then you have to score every drive.
Right.
The flip side of that is, okay, if you're not going to be able to do that, can you score from outside the 20? Can you hit a big explosive play like we've seen the last couple weeks? I think that's a legitimate question to ask once the competition has taken that step up again in Michigan tomorrow.
Nick, we talked about that this morning. The importance of not walking out of there. You walk out with 7 if you can. You know, because let's say the example I gave this morning. Let's say you go down there twice, but you don't get 7, but you get 2 field goals. Well, it's 6-0. You haven't scared anybody at 6-0. You get a 14-0 psychologically, and the obvious on the scoreboard. That's 2 touchdowns. 2 field goals is not going to scare Michigan. And you know what? 2 field goals is not going to scare us either.
And confidence for that offense, right? Like if Raiola is able to lead this offense to 2 touchdowns, to continue off the 80s metaphor, if he's able to use those 2 touchdowns, that gives the entire unit a sense of confidence that, hey, we're here, we're right in this. Even if Michigan goes down and scores, hey, you're there. 14-7, Nebraska's up. If it's 7-6 Michigan, you feel a little bit different about your chances.
Yeah.
The other text to get to here in the last couple minutes is from Jesse. I'm still up in the air about which way the game. There's an argument for both sides. Hoping top. Do you think Ernest Hausman will get booed by the fans? I think Ernest Hausman has a much lesser chance of getting booed than, say, maybe Chucky Hepburn, for example.
Yeah. I hope they don't move. Ernest is a good kid. Ernest had to do for the best for himself.
You want a national title?
Yeah. I mean, we can't boo him when we got Dane Keaton and Isaiah and the rest. I mean, it could, but I'm not sure what type of sense that would make. I hope that kid has a great next week.
I hope it's a great game. No, it just doesn't result.
Yeah,
right. Like,
great kid.
Austin, last thing we talked about on the way up here, you got to force some turnovers. Yeah, right. Like you look at the difference in that game that Nebraska almost sent back in 21. Adrian fumbled, but that drive that Nebraska had a chance, it was set up by a Deontay Williams interception. You get one of those late to either, was that right? Is it right?
The Deontay one came in the third quarter, led to a touchdown and part of that 22-point third quarter.
Thank you. Yes, but then you had the Adrian Martinez fumble. You had yourself in a position to win potentially.
You should have had the ball last.
You should have had the ball last. If that happens this week, once again, is Nebraska getting an extra possession? If you're up by a touchdown, you feel great. If you're down, that extra possession potentially allows you to tie the game. That can prove wonders in a game like tomorrow.
It all kicks off at 2:30, except no, it doesn't. It kicks off at 11. A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, giving away a one-night stay down here in Nebraska City at the Lead Lodge. Listen all morning, 11 a.m. until 2:30. Then, of course, Jay Foreman postgame and Husker after-party postgame coming up after the game. One final time from out here in Nebraska City, a huge thank you to Rachel, to Austin, to Ben, to Chef Casper, the whole crew down here at the Arbor Day Farm. They're getting set up for Applejack Festival. It is quiet now. The crowds have cleared out. It will not be this way at 9 o'clock tomorrow. The sun will be shining. It will be bright. It will be a beautiful day for you to pick some apples, all the apple-related products you need, and more. Get yourself down here to Nebraska City Applejack Festival either this weekend or next weekend. We've been doing ourselves. We promise. I'll promise for you guys that everyone listening would have a great time too.
Absolutely.
For AD, for Nick, for Bach, Ellie, Tristan back at 1040 O Street, this is Austin Norman. This has been Old School with Foreman and Norman. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning for pregame.